Hello, hashtag Anime Talk fans. This is episode 53 of hashtag Anime Talk. My name is Lynden Burton, your host, joined as always by my co-host, Mr. Chrissa SJE. Chrissa, how you doing today, my brother?
Man, I'm doing Gucci, man. In the midst of all this craziness in the world, I'm still maintaining a positive attitude, living my best life.
Got to, man, because it's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world right now. But I want to say up top, thank you to everybody who's been coming into our lives, our Instagram lives. If you are a listener of hashtag Anime Talk and you don't want to miss the Instagram lives, then just follow Chrissa at Chrissa SJE on Instagram, or me, Lynden Burton, I for Lynden Burton II. And we go live in the off weeks, as well as if you're an audio only listener, the YouTube drops before the audio. So the YouTube will be out on the same time as always, but the audio drops a couple days later just to keep you guys up to date. But we got a lot of news, man. Yonko dropped a lot of gems and a lot of bombs we got to cover.
Bro, I saw that. He just like flooded the timeline at once. And I was seeing shit scattered at first. And I was like, is he bullshitting or is he serious? And then I started digging into it. I was like, oh my God, son is cutting up right now.
And then on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest today. We have in the anime community in YouTube's, I consider it like a bunch of fiefdoms. And what a fiefdom is, in the Middle Ages, you had a bunch of different lords and barons and kings that owned their own castle, had their own army. It was their little fiefdom. It was their little territory. And the way I look at anime on YouTube is there's different anime YouTubers that cover specific things. Like, for example, Tekken does One Piece. For Neverworld kind of started off as this Dragon Ball Z guy. Geekdom is a Dragon Ball Z guy. Well, we have the My Hero YouTuber and just all around anime fan, super dope guy. Vocal Pineapple will be on the show today. I'm super, super excited about that. That was a really dope conversation. But I must say right now, if you are listening to the Vocal Pineapple interview, we spoil a lot. Not just a lot. We go into heavy My Hero spoilers up the wazoo. We talk about what's going on in the most recent chapter. It's a super dope conversation. We also talk about leak culture, about people getting their manga chapters early. We talk about piracy. We talk about all kind of good stuff. Super dope interview. That'll be right before the review portion of the show. So be on the lookout for that. But Chrissa, if you're ready, brother, we can get started.
Let's get it.
Hell to the yes. All right, well, let's get started. The first thing is the new Big Three is formed. Well, coming in October. Jujutsu Kaisen's trailer dropped, and the new anime will be out October 2020. But there's a caveat. Netflix Japan was kind of tweeting with Jujutsu Kaisen, giving anime fans the thought that, JJK is not going to be on Crunchyroll or Funimation. It's going to be on Netflix, which means that when it comes out in October 2020, it's probably just going to be Netflix Japan and then end up in Netflix jail until the spring of the following year for everybody to get it. But don't you worry, Anime Talk fans, we going to kiss. We ain't missing it come October. We going to be with the Japanese people. I'm sorry, Netflix, and I want to open this up to a conversation because the next topic we have is something that's getting out of Netflix jail, coming to America that I really want to watch. But I'm kind of sick of this Netflix jail stuff because JJK is a shonen, like JJK needs to be on Crunchyroll and it needs to be on the mainstay, like Black Clover, like My Hero. I don't want JJK just to be the home of Netflix.
Yeah, because we know what Netflix is capable of, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you've seen a sharp decline in one of their biggest hits, Seven Deadly Sins. You saw the animation decline. You don't want Jujutsu Kaisen to get fumbled like later on. Like the trailer looked amazing.
But
you know
see,
what I'm
that's
saying?
the thing. Mappa Studios is doing it, so I have high hopes.
But that's the thing, like
Netflix is just licensing.
Not Attack on Titan. One Punch Man season 1 was animated beautifully. Wasn't that Madhouse, if I'm not mistaken?
I believe so.
It might be.
It's either Madhouse or Bones, sure. One of them.
But at the end of the day, season 2 was not hitting the same. And the same thing with Seven Deadly Sins. I'm not going to say it was the greatest animation the first couple seasons, but it was a sharp decline after a certain point. But that was one of their like biggest hits as far as Netflix. You feel me? So I don't want them to kind of fumble with that rock. But man, with the Netflix jail shit, that's a whole nother story. Because man, I'm not waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not waiting either. Like I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen the moment it comes out. Like I am. I'm ready for it. It's gonna be exciting. Did the trailer intrigue you?
Before we just kind of want to say like about the Netflix, the streaming early, is that you think that's like not right to, because we're not in the wrong technically. Like imagine I have a Netflix account, which I do. I got a Netflix account, and they drop some shit, and it could be on Netflix, but now it's not on Netflix. It's only on Kiss Anime. You know what I'm saying? It's only on these random spots. Are we in the wrong for going to those places because we're still purchasing the Netflix
I don't think
subscription?
So.
Like the thing is, you're still getting support, but why would they not do it to line it up perfectly? Because it's like they're missing out. They're missing out on the initial buzz. You know what I'm saying?
They don't understand that they're trying to build anticipation. Like I don't get what Netflix is like. I don't get it because Crunchyroll, Funimation have shown us that if you drop it the same time as Japan, you'll get the buzz, you'll get it trending, everything will trend upward for you. And Netflix should know by now with all these different hits that come out late, but I guess they think, well, in America, these Americans don't really care. Like when NX tweets about B-Stars and it's come out months earlier, people still go flock to it. So I guess they feel that now we're the market, we dictate when you watch things, but they just don't realize you could get away with that with a B-Stars. You could get away with that with a Dorohedoro. You can get away with that with a brand new animal. But when it comes to a Shonen Jump property and a main Shonen Jump property, that's not going to fly. Like everybody's going to go to Kiss Anime.
People wasn't waiting for One Piece episodes, Naruto episodes to get dubbed. For like everybody who's watching Naruto at a certain point, Shippuden, they was watching strictly sub. They was watching week to week. Soon as it dropped, Dragon Ball Super, that shit didn't get dubbed and official. Matter of fact, I remember whenever
I never watched it dubbed. That's the crazy shit.
It's decent dub, but it makes me appreciate the sub a lot more. It makes me be a little bit more critical of the Dragon Ball dub as a whole because it's up there with the GOAT dubs, but it's solid. It's just not as goated as like a Full Metal Alchemist, Yu Yu Hakusho, Z even. But even when you look at Z, it was a certain it did have that iconicness about it. But just as far as like all the streaming and shit, man, I feel like they just missing out on opportunity. And you don't want the episode to drop and people go somewhere else to watch it, and then whenever you drop it, nobody cares. Because when you drop it, it's got to be a big thing. Like, look, new season of something you've already seen. People are not going to really care that much. You know what I'm saying?
And that's something that I hope whatever Mappa's doing, whoever has the rights to JJK, I hope it's not in Netflix jail. But if it is October 20, October 2020, I'm going to be on Kiss Anime. You going to be on Kiss. We going to be out of here watching JJK because F that, brother. We not going to be messing around with that Netflix jail nonsense.
Yeah, that shit is whack, bro.
But let's talk about the trailer. Are you intrigued? Did you like what you see? Did you like the visuals of Yuji Itadori, Gojo Sensei, Megami?
For sure. Like, bro, that looked iconic. That's why I've been waiting. I've been wanting to read Jujutsu Kaisen. It's been one of my things that's been on my to read list for a while. And I kind of peeped out the first chapter. And while reading the first chapter, I was like, this is probably going to hit way harder in the anime just because the manga hits hard. But when we get to Gleipnir, I got a lot of opinions. I've been reading the manga along with the anime.
It's different.
And it's definitely a lot different. But that's what I kind of want to do with Jujutsu Kaisen because the manga actually looks like it's really dope. It looks like it's hitting super hard.
It is great. The manga, like the only thing that that I'm excited for with the anime is to see how the fluidity of the fights because the combat in JJK is very intriguing and very unique in the way that they execute some of the things. I think will look amazing animation. Like the whole Gojo Sensei's power and everything, him being this Kakashi-like character for this series, one of the strongest. It's going to be insane when this drops October 20th. I'm super, super excited for JJK.
Same, bro. Like I'm super hyped for this one. This is gonna be goated.
Yeah, no, this is up there. Yuji Itadori, Asta, and Deku. Market. Lynden's telling you the new big
man. I still stand by. There's no big three, just because you never know with Jujutsu Kaisen. Like how many chapters is it at right now? Like 90 something?
No, it's at 108. It's still going.
But man,
and no plans of stopping soon.
We all know what happened to Demon Slayer 210, 211, son. That's like
nope. I'm not letting you do that because it's JJK didn't put a stipulation on itself. Whereas in chapter 1 of Demon Slayer, you know that Muzan created all these demons and Muzan's the final boss. They put themselves in that hole. They could have said there was other demons floating and kept that going. JJK don't let us know that there's one major demon lord. We got multiple people we could go after.
All I'm saying is with Shonen Jump, you never know. Like it's the most unexpected thing when they hit that snip, bro.
My guy,
when they was
Chrissa
giving
is so
Bleach
sad
the
right
snip.
now.
No, I'm not tripping about that. But I'm just saying, whenever Bleach got that snip, bruh, niggas was like, "Whoa, what the hell, Bleach?
But
you
see,
gonna get rid of Bleach, nigga?"
That I think that's different, man. I think
they had I could tell, like after a certain point in time, they was still Naruto had ended, right? And they were still pushing Naruto super hard. They were still pushing Luffy. They were still pushing Goku.
That's what I was about to say.
Before Super, but they kind of like started nerfing Ichigo. I feel like there was some personal shit between the mangaka. That's why I'm saying there's some shit you could never really predict. I'm not saying that's gonna happen to Jujutsu Kaisen, but I feel like we still got a lot more to look for too. Because when Chainsaw Man drops, that's gonna change the game.
Oh no, I mean, and that's coming up in the stories. But no, I just feel that in terms of long running shonen, this is the one. This is the one to fill that quote unquote third slot in terms of long running, because I see My Hero running long, Black Clover's running long. Because
isn't Black Clover like rearing kind of not saying it's coming to the end, but it's getting close?
Nah, I was wrong when I thought that. I was completely wrong. Like, we're going to different kingdoms now. We're seeing different forms of magic. Like they just opened up the world instead of closing it up. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can see, whereas Promised Neverland and Demon Slayer, and Promised Neverland had a fixed story, and I'm not mad at that, but Demon Slayer kind of closed itself in, whereas when Black Clover, you think it's closing itself in, they just was like, no, that was like one of the weakest devils. We still got a pantheon of devils for y'all to take care of. So it's like the world just opened up, and I think the world's about to open up for JJK after this arc, but we'll see. But October 2020, JJK coming to anime, Jujutsu Kaisen. Next up, we got Brand New Animal is set to stream on Netflix worldwide June 30th. This is what I'm talking about. Brand New Animal is in Netflix jail. Brand New Animal is the series was a runaway hit. The mystery and conspiracy series tells the story of a world where humans and animal humans live in shaky coexistence. A young girl named Michiru finds herself transformed into an animal human herself, and the series follows her on her journey to figure out what happened to fix herself. With the help of wolf humans with his own share of prejudice, the duo finds themselves uncovering an even larger plot. Chris, I know you saw the pictures for some of this Brand New Animal stuff on Twitter, BNA. How do you feel about this? Are you going to check it out on June 30th?
I'm going to peep it out, but it got to hit. It's one of the ones, you know what I'm saying? Like, I peep everything out, but if it don't hit first episode, probably not going to get to episode 2, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm going to definitely check it out June 30th just to see what it's about. Also, speaking of Netflix, today is May 28th. Today is Doro Day, baby. Go, if you are an American viewer of this show, if you didn't watch it on KISS when we were reviewing it, go watch Doro today. That's the only marketing I'm going to give to Netflix, because that's an actual really good show. And that's the best show. That's the best anime of 2020 so far. So shout out to Doro. Next up, we got Fire Force Season 2, baby, coming in July. The trailer dropped. Latom. It was looking good. Crystal, what'd you think of the trailer?
It was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just excited. I'm excited to get back into season 2. I didn't think we were gonna be getting it this fast. There was like no news, like no prior news about it. Like,
dropped the bomb.
And that's amazing, because like out of all the news that you're hearing about this getting pushed back, it's like, surprise drop. It's like in the middle of a drought, you know what I'm saying? You get that Beyonce album, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't expect, that drop, that surprise Uzi drop, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a heavy one. Fire Force is super heavy. And one of my big things is I saw Fire Force season 1. I was like, that was cool, but I'm like, I wonder how long it's gonna take them to give us a season 2. And seeing it there back to back of them, like
they're confident in the work, and I can attest to that because I read like maybe 7 to 15 chapters into the new season, and we meet some new characters. The story's unfolding very well. I'm super, super excited for season 2. Fire Force is going to hit super hard. So that means our summer rotation is filled now with the reviews of God of High School and Fire Force season 2. If anything else comes along it may join the roster. But we'll
I
let
think
y'all know.
I think we got some more shit coming out there too, if I'm not mistaken. It might just be those two, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's the major ones of the summer. So we got something coming in October that dropped a new trailer, Dragon
Everything's
Quest.
pushing back. Like, yeah, everything's getting pushed back. Fuck. We supposed to get so much shit probably this summer.
Yeah, but what'd you think of the Dragon Quest trailer?
I rock with Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest, I've been hype about this for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because I'm a big fan of Toriyama, and the only other Toriyama work we've gotten animated besides Dragon Ball is Dr. Slump.
Yeah.
And Dr. Slump is cool, but like Dragon Quest is it's not really his story. You feel me? It's not really his.
It's just his designs.
Yeah, it's just his designs. But there was another show called, I want to say it's Blue Dragon, if I'm not mistaken. But Blue Dragon was an Akira Toriyama design. Kind of, he did all the character designs. And it was a show that he had nothing to do with. He just made all the character designs for the show. And it looked similar, like the art style looked similar to Dragon Ball, but it was more, I don't want to say 3D-ish, but it was more like polished like that. You know what I'm saying? Polished like a 3D chibi looking kind of show. But at the same time, like I just be fiending for that Dragon Ball feel, but with different content. Cause I'm always gonna love Dragon Ball content. I'm always gonna love when they do the crossovers with Dr. Slump and shit. But at the same time, I want that Toriyama. One of the best things about Dragon Ball is its character designs and just that signature Toriyama art style. And seeing that plugged in with different universes, different worlds, different concepts, different writing. I feel like you can't lose unless it's just garbage content. But
I'm excited to see what we get with Dragon Quest. I'm definitely gonna be peeping game. That's one that is more so your bag, but I'm interested. Like I gotta see what the trailer definitely got me more intrigued than just the announcement. The trailer was like, all right, they're taking this serious. The animation looks really good. I'm into it.
And see, I never really played Dragon Quest growing up. Like none. I never played any of them. How many do they even have? Like 17?
I have
I've
no
never
idea.
played. I haven't played World Builders. I haven't played the new one. I did download the demo for one of the newer ones on the Switch. And I played the demo, and I just couldn't get. But at the same time, this anime might get me into that because I'm one of them people. Like if I fuck with the anime, I'll fuck with the game, and I know for sure he was one of my favorite characters to play as for a little while in Jump Force. So I'm hyped for this.
Yeah, we're gonna see what's up with young Dai, man. We're gonna see what Dai got for us. But another trailer we got, man. This was trailer week and announcement week. We got the God of High School character trailer. We see Jin Mori. We see his homie. We see his other companion, the girl. We find out that in this tournament you can use any weapon. There's multiple fighting styles. Chrissa, does this get you more excited for God of High School?
Kinda. I gotta get that first episode. Like I was hype off the first trailer, but the trailer it was just like you get a little bit more. Like you get a little bit more scenes, and I did get to see a little bit more fighting. I'm not gonna lie, with this trailer looked like an AMV. Like a lot was going on, and they had like a lot of effects popping. I was like, damn, so they got this shit moving like not a bad AMV, like one of them new HD crazy, you know what I'm saying?
After effects. Crunchyroll put money into this, man. They believe in Tower of God and God of High School, and I don't blame them because they're good IPs that will carry the Crunchyroll brand in the streaming, which they're gonna need because HBO Max is out. All the Studio Ghibli films are there, and they got to fill that Crunchyroll slot. So these are things that can fill those slots. Speaking of, have you checked out the Tower of God dub anymore?
I only watched episode 1. I looked at it like yesterday, the day before yesterday or something, and I want to say they're only on episode 2 or 3. So I was like, let me give it a little bit, and I'll go back and peep them out because I want to get to my favorite characters in there. Like, because is it Shibisu? I forget his name.
Shibisu, the Kurabara looking homie.
Yeah, I want to see what his voice is like, and I don't want to just see one episode because he has a lot of parts that I like. Like, he was one of those ones when he first popped up, I was hoping he stuck around, and he low-key did. So I want to take it all in because, you know what I'm saying, pause. I felt like when I watched Demon Slayer, I watched it episode by episode, and I had mixed emotions about every time I heard certain characters. Sometimes I'll like them, sometimes I wouldn't like them. I wish I'd have just kind of binged it and
in full
it all together. Yeah, just so I could because after you already watched the sub, you know what's gonna happen. It's hard watching week to week some shit you've already watched when you could just binge it because you've already watched it. It's already out, but the dub is a whole nother experience. Like whenever I watched Demon Slayer, for sure, it felt like a completely different show. Like just the tone felt different. I didn't understand when people saying dub is trash. I'm not saying I didn't like the Demon Slayer dub, because I did like a lot of voices, but at the same time, it was a whole different feeling when you're watching it. You don't feel the same way when you hear Tanjiro talk, when you hear all these other characters talk. But I just hope Tower of God they get it right, because to me with shows like Hunter x Hunter, the voice actors are so similar. The emotion is there in both shows. A lot of people take the worst part of any dub and like throw it out there and be like, this dub is trash. But we just don't have the context to understand if the Japanese dubs are trash. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't speak Japanese. That's not really our inflections. And
it's just, to me, with those some certain shows, like for example, My Hero, I always come back to it, is just the way that the sub just carries the characters gives me a specific vibe in a tone that the dub just doesn't give me. It doesn't give me the mature tone, the dark tones that the sub does. And not saying that My Hero sub is anywhere like super dark content. It's just, I feel it takes itself a little more seriously. And I think you seeing that with that Demon Slayer dub.
Yeah, with the emotion, bro. It's like the emotion hit different. It's like they make you feel a certain way. Not saying, I don't want to compare it to anything bad, you know what I'm saying? Because it's different. But I did like a lot of aspects of it, and I did like a lot of differences of it. But the tone is one of the main things I kind of had an issue with. Certain things, it didn't hit as hard. But I've watched a lot of sub to where the dub like drives it home. Like I don't want to use this example because to me, Yu Yu Hakusho is the best dub and it's my favorite anime because of the dub. You know what I'm saying? But when I watch the sub, like certain voices don't hit. Hit the same.
And that's the thing. It's like the tone that the dub set for that. It just shows. But all right, man, we're ready for God of High School. Hopefully that comes out great this summer. We got some announcement of shows. I'm gonna list off all the shows, and we can just go one by one, and you can just say which ones you're excited for. So Fire Punch is getting an anime. Spy Family is in development to get an anime. Act Age is gonna get an anime. Chainsaw Man is getting an anime, and Mashiro's Eden Zero is getting an anime. Chrissa, which ones are you most excited for? Talk to me about it. Eden Zero.
This is the number one I'm most excited for. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not all the way caught up. I will say that. I'm not all the way caught up, but I'm knee deep into this. I'm like 40-something chapters in, if I'm not mistaken. I'm enjoying this shit way more than I thought I would be. I'm enjoying it more than I enjoy Fairy Tail. I'm not one of the capers for Fairy Tail, whatever, because there's like one of those show that's super hated on the timeline, right? And to me, Fairy Tail is one of those ones that's kind of unjust. It's like, okay, we get it. It's not everybody's bag.
I just think it's just poor writing.
Yeah, and it just doesn't. I don't think it takes itself too serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because to me, there's a lot of plot points in Dragon Ball that's poor writing. There's a lot of things in Dragon Ball that will never get addressed that I just want to see it get addressed once. Like the Trunks, the whole two Trunks things. Why was the hair different? Like, they didn't even address that. Like, I understand they did it, but if they would have addressed it, they would have at least tried to explain it. But there's some of the ones that they just don't care. They just want to drill in. They just want to drill in the fights. Fairy Tail is one of the ones that is drilling in the fights, and at the same time is drilling in the ecchi. Same time as drilling in the comedy. That whole shonen friendship aspect. They just try to stick to their
They do too much. Hiro Mashima to be doing too much with Fairy Tail.
He be doing a lot with Fairy Tail, but I'm not gonna lie, with Eden Zero, the story kind of hooked me. The ecchi shit is there for sure. Mashima's Mashima, you know what I'm saying? My horny goat, you feel me? But at the same time, like he keeps the content compelling, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like all these characters have their own personality. I remember I watched a Forever World video a while back where they first announced Eden Zero and they dropped all the character designs and he was like, dog, what's going on? This is Urza. This is Lucy with a different hairstyle.
Oh, yeah.
This is black-haired Natsu, you know what I'm saying? And at first, when I first started reading Eden Zero, I was like, okay, yeah, this is like the designs. I see it. But the characters, they kind of solidify themselves. Like, I like Rebecca a lot more than I like Lucy and Ellie from Rave Master. I was rewatching Rave Master the other day, but I can't wait to see this shit get animated basically because it's sci-fi, it's super space oriented. It's like a weird power scale because it's not really like they're using magic. They're using something called ether or whatever, and it's the weirdest kind of. I wouldn't expect this from Mashima. I would expect like another Fairy Tail, but then that's what I thought it was going to be at first. But it seems like he's building this up to be something a little bit bigger.
Seems like he cares a little more about this. Hell yeah. Well, you got me. I'm not fully invested in Eden Zero, but I have started and I'm reading. I'm going to get up there. I'm going to catch up. But what I'm super excited for, there's two shonen properties, Spy Family look, and I am not the slice of life guy. It's literally about a family forming, a spy, an assassin, and a girl and their daughter who can read minds. The spy has a mission to infiltrate and get this head of state, and the only way they can do that is if they act as a family, get their daughter in this school where the head of state's son goes, and they build a relationship, and he's trying to do his mission. That manga is so damn good. The anime is going to be great, but Chainsaw Man going in that super gore vibes, that's going to be hella great. I really, really enjoyed Chainsaw Man. All the way caught up. That's going to be a dope manga. Act Age is something that a lot of people like. I just haven't checked it out yet, so I know they're excited for that. And then Fire Punch, that's the seinen bag. That shit is going to be gory, violent, seinen, all the seinen goodness that we love. I'm super excited for all these.
Yeah, I'm like out of those, I'm probably more excited for Chainsaw Man than anything. I heard a lot about what was it? Fire Punch?
Yeah, Fire Punch.
I heard a lot about Fire Punch on the timeline. Like I heard it's gonna get crazy. But as far as anime adaptations, I feel like Chainsaw Man has the potential to be up there, like with the goats. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be one. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but that's gonna be one of the ones that's up there, like in quality, like Promised Neverland and shit like that. Not saying the story wise or anything, but just saying.
And I'm very interested to see how they animate it because the mangaka is very loose with his drawing. It's not super tight. It's a lot of heavy line strokes and like a lot of loose lines and not a lot of tightness. But I think that's what makes Chainsaw Man so great and different.
Yeah, the art style is super appealing just because it's different. It's kind of refreshing because it's like,
yep,
it's just its own kind of wave, and I like that.
It doesn't take after the Toriyama Tagashi bag that exactly. A lot of mangaka try to follow.
I think a lot of the reason why I was attracted to the Jujutsu Kaisen bag is because those character designs kind of remind me of like Bleach, but mixed in like a little bit harder and a little bit edgier. Because Bleach designs were dope, and Tite Kubo's designs kind of stand out. They stick out like a Toriyama design. Three.
Like and honestly,
I'm not gonna lie. Like this one seems like to be following the footsteps, and not only like kind of taking that art style, like they're advancing it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's very similar, but it's not like you can tell he's influenced by all the big three for sure.
But he's going his own way. And the story aspect of JJK is super tight. Same with Chainsaw Man. Very, very tight story. Is basically this dude is turned to this fiend demon, this chainsaw fiend, and they're trying to get the gun fiend who puts guns in the world. Crazy story, man, and like very, very violent, but very, very dope. So I'm excited for all of this. Okay, so Yonko dropped all of that, but Yonko did have a piece of sad news. He's not 100% sure if this is true yet, but I just want to bring it out to the table to you, Chrissa. AOT season 4 is possibly going to get delayed. And we don't know if it is, and if it does, to when. That just means 2021 is probably going to be stacked.
Yeah, if we're getting Jujutsu Kaisen and all that, if we're getting like Chainsaw Man, like, bro, that's going to be...
Well, JJK is coming out October, but America...
Oh, wait, that's coming out...
this October.
This year. Oh, yeah. Shit. I wonder how long they're going to run, like 12 or 24? Either way, the cut goes.
Yeah, probably 12, 13.
Yeah, it's Netflix, allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't know yet. So.
It might just be a good hot 12. But at the same time, we thought fucking last year was crazy. We thought it was going to be hard to top that because we got Vinland Saga, Demon Slayer, Promised Neverland, Dr. Stone, Mob Psycho Season 2, Attack on Titan Season 3. But next year might be crazy too, especially with all these. Like like you said, I never really peeped Act Age. I'm not too big on it. I didn't really peep Spy Family too hard either. But those are super new. To say that those are newer than Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, and they're already getting adaptations,
shows the popularity.
Faith. And like Shonen Jump is taking their shit way more seriously right now. Like they're throwing anime adaptations out for everything.
As long as it's good and has. Well, the thing is, the things they're throwing it into are top sellers. And that's why I feel like they're cutting a lot of the bottom feed. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if next year, if Undead Unluck continues at the pace it is, it's gonna get an anime. They're gonna announce it next year. I believe that for sure.
But see, like there was a point in time where the big three was the big three. It was not Dragon Ball. It was Bleach, One Piece, Naruto, and Dragon Ball was kind of the dad or whatever. But for the longest time, Shonen Jump has always had these little flash in the pan series that came out, got a little bit of money, fizzled out, came out, dropped out, like when it was hot, like shit like Monaka Box was hot in Japan, shit like Simon King was hot in America and Japan. But at the same time, right now, I feel like every single thing they touch is like on fire. Like
it's killing.
they're still doing Naruto. Not Naruto, they're still doing One Piece. They're doing Boruto as an extension of Naruto, and that's even successful, even though it's very polarizing in the public eye.
Due to the anime, but the manga's successful, so.
Yeah, for sure. And the manga, what I hear is crazy quality. But they still got the two of the big three with those, and then they got the new big three with Jujutsu Kaisen, Black Clover, My Hero, and then they got Demon Slayer, and then they got Promised Neverland, then they got Dr. Stone. They got so much gas right now that it's low-key paying for itself. Like, imagine you still relying on that One Piece bag, but you had like 3 hits or 4 hits in just 1 year. You got that bag now. Now everything's getting animated. They
Hopefully,
got the risk.
I don't know if you read this past week, the mangaka of Food Wars dropped a one-shot in Shonen Jump, and that one-shot's pretty damn good. I hope that gets serialized. Bruh. It's basically about this teacher who is basically like this, I guess say this medium who like exercises things, but it's different than all the other demon type things. And the art style is just so crazy to see him go from Food Wars, which is something bright and something very tight, very supposed to be, I don't want to say kiddie, but the animation is very deliberate. This anime, that dude, the animation in that dude goes insane. So just check out that one shot. It's by the mangaka of Food Wars. I'm forgetting. Hold on, I'll pull up the name for it. But yeah, no, like you're saying, Shonen Jump has so much goodness right now, and I just want to see this continue because I'm loving every second of it. It's called Yugen's All Ghouls Homeroom. Yugen's All Ghouls Homeroom.
Like, I low-key haven't been watching any anime besides what we've been watching for the show.
Oh, yeah, I just been reading manga.
I've been strictly reading manga, bro. Like, I've been reading so much. I've been reading Gleipnir, or whatever you say it. I've been reading Eden Zero majority. Like, I've been reading, me and Has been on this Hajimete no Gal etchy shit, the etchy
this
bag,
nigga
bro,
reading everything that he not supposed, everything but what he's supposed to be reading. This crazy.
You don't understand, man. I read 100. I want to say it's 101 chapters I'm on right now. I'm on chapter 101 because it is gas. It's gas. So you don't know how fast I got there, son. Fastest 101 chapters I ever read, son. Which is wild. You
could be caught up with One Piece if you read 100-something chapters.
That is true.
You could be caught up with My Hero if you read 100-something.
Man, and My Hero chapters be like, bro, one My Hero chapter is like 5 of that.
That's because it's gas. It's so gas, man.
That's what I'm saying, but bro, that shit take a long time to get through. You know what I'm saying?
My Hero has
that shit's taking me a while to get through.
My Hero has been the best manga of 2020, probably. That or one, and I'm gonna say it's beaten One Piece because One Piece still hasn't gotten to the meat of the stuff yet. My Hero has been the best manga of 2020. It has been great week in and week out. Go Koshi, continue to do his thing, and we talk more about that in the interview. But that's all the news we have today. Let's jump into this week's questions. Oh, excuse me. Hate having the burps. But the first question is from Has asked, how do you feel about gore manga getting adaptations? Do you believe that the context of these animes make it worse than when blood is shed in something like Hellsing or Hellsing Ultimate, Dead Tube, Pumpkin Night, et cetera, et cetera? I am cool with gore manga getting adaptations because I feel like some gore manga have better stories than some of the typical shonen, the typical non-gory manga. Like, for example, Dead Tube should get an anime. Hellsing's a good anime. I think, I'm trying to think of another super Elfen Lied. Really, really good story. Just because it's gore and they make an anime for it doesn't mean that it's for kids. No, they're making that for adults, and that's something that I think they should continue to make because it just grows the anime fan base. It just grows the amount of content that people can consume. And if I'm a Crunchyroll, if I'm a Hulu, especially if I'm a HBO Max and Amazon, that's a bag that HBO and Amazon can tap into, whereas Funimation can't really tap into that bag because Funimation's built more for kids. Crunchyroll might not want to tap into that bag, but if HBO and Amazon tap into it, that could be a market that they could thrive in. And we see Amazon with Vinland, Inuyashiki, Banana Fish going towards some of more of the seinen content. Let's get into some of this seinen gore, because I know when people think gore manga, they think, oh, it's just a bunch of violence and blood. But no, there's a lot of good stories behind it. Go read Holy Land if you don't believe me. Holy Land is super gory, but super, super good story behind it.
Yeah, like the thing with me is I do like gore manga not gore manga. Well, I do like gore manga, but gore anime to a certain extent. It just has to be done well. And the extent of my gore usually goes with shonen. You know what I'm saying? It's usually like the Demon Slayer is one of the more gory shonen. Hunter x Hunter is kind of gory. You know what I'm saying?
Shit,
like
we just finished a
Attack on
gore
Titan.
series with Dorohedoro.
Yeah, Dorohedoro, but that's one of my favorite ones as well. But that's kind of the extent. Like I don't really like Baki too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Inuyashiki is a fire bag. It's just not really my bag. You know what I'm saying?
That shit is amazing.
It's iconic, you feel me? But it's not one of the ones I'm gonna go back and rewatch a million times. You know what I'm saying? But there's other ones too. Like I'm not too big on Berserk. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna get into it eventually. You feel me? But
the manga is the thing though. That's one, like, I'm not gonna judge the anime because they just messed up. But I really do think like these gore seinen projects are some of the best out. So like I think they deserve anime adaptation. Look at Fire Punch, and I think if Fire Punch is successful, I think we'll see more.
I know a lot of people think that a lot of these studios are too scared to do it. There's been a lot of studios who've dabbled in it and have been successful. I feel like they've been successful to a certain extent, just like going down in history, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
but
facts.
I feel like nobody really has the balls to do some crazy shit, crazy, because it doesn't pay, like monetarily it doesn't pay off, but it gets the people's attention. Like people line up for that gory shit, like shit like Another, you know what I'm saying?
I think now, due to the streaming era, I think it will pay off. And I think with things like Dorohedoro, if that's successful, I think we'll start to see more. And like I said, with Fire Punch, if Fire Punch is successful, I think we'll see more. I think the success of Vinland Saga plays into this. I think as we get into the streaming era where it's not content delivered by a group of people and you need to watch it, we're now our own content curators. So if it's out there and if it's good enough, people will go watch it. For example, Goblin Slayer tried with that first episode. It got everybody hooked, but it couldn't maintain. But you see something like Dorohedoro has the story to make. Like I think with gore manga, it all depends upon the story behind it. The gore is good and good violence is dope, but if there's not some meat and some substance behind that blood, then it won't last.
Facts. Like I know a lot of people like Shiki, because Shiki was like, it's like a horror manga, but not a horror anime, but it's like super it's kind of deep. It's like, not saying political, but it's deep. It has a deeper meaning, and it shows you the fucked up side of humans and shit like that. The story is great as far as, you know, the content, but the gore is there as well. But I just know the main one that was turned off for me was Baki. Like that was the main one that I was just like, man, this is kind of,
see, there's no story behind it. It's just fighting. That's all it is. It's just fights.
And I need story with my gore, because I love gore, but I like impactful gore. Like when you see some fucked up shit, it gotta hit hard. I don't want to just see. I don't like watching Saw. I've watched all the Saws, but I'm just not my bag. I've watched it because it's everybody else's bag. But that is a itch that needs to be scratched for a lot of these people that like love gore manga. They want to see the gore anime. Like I know Has is in the Dead Tube, which looks like gas. Like if that gets animated, a lot of people gonna be like, what the fuck? But the gore bag people are gonna be like, hell yeah. Otaku God, the bro Otaku God has been like pushing this manga Jagan. And I read the first chapter of it. And when I got to the end of the first chapter, I want to say I might have read chapter 2, but when I get to the end of I'm pretty sure it was chapter 1. But whenever I stopped reading, I was like, this is some wild shit. But I would probably want to see that as far animated. As animated before reading it, because certain shit hits hard as far as gory, as far as reading it, you know what I'm saying? But certain shit, if they animate it right, it could be a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? A beautiful twisted thing.
Let's get just the more content, the better, as long as they do it the right way. Next up, we got question: your top 3 anime movies of all time. I can go first, Chris. So I'll let you think of it, because
I never watched too many.
I got and this is no particular order. I got Princess Mononoke. I got Ninja Scroll. What's that third one, man? Fuck. Let me see. I need to, because I don't want to do another Miyazaki as my third one, because I already got my Miyazaki film is as Princess Mononoke. Although Howl's Moving Castle could be in there. Ninja Scroll is my shit. I choose that over Sword and the Stranger. Well, shit. I mean, I guess Akira, but I don't want. Let's say we're not counting Akira. I'm gonna say The Boy and the Beast, man. I really, really enjoy The Boy and the Beast. If you haven't watched The Boy and the Beast, it's a fucking phenomenal anime movie. It's by Mamoru Hosoda, and it is great. So The Boy and the Beast, Ninja Scroll, and Princess Mononoke. But of course, I love Akira. Red Line is super great. It's a racing anime movie, and Ghost in the Shell. So those are like my 6. I gave 6. Sorry.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. You gave 6. I probably can't give a good 3. You know what I'm saying? I don't really watch too many anime movies. Like, aside from like Akira being goated, aside from like my Miyazaki, like my Castle in the Sky is probably one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? I love Princess Mononoke as well.
I'm a big Howl's Moving Castle fan, man. I
Howl's
love
Moving
that
Castle
one.
is dope too. I like Kiki's delivery service. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of them. Like Miyazaki got the bag. You could like go My Neighbor Totoro. You can go forever with the Miyazaki films. I just got into them lately with my girl. Me and her were watching a bunch of them, but I kind of missed out on that bag growing up. The only ones I saw was Princess. Like I remember Princess Mononoke was on Stars when I was young, and I was like, "What is this?" And I ended up falling in love. That was one of the things that pushed me into loving anime too. Whenever I just randomly see something that was anime, I'd watch it, and I'd be like, "See, this is why I fuck with anime." I be trying to tell people sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the early 2000s. I'm like, man, why nobody on this shit? Now everybody on. You know what I'm saying? But as far as movies, the old bag is usually my bag because I don't really watch too many movies as far as new ones outside of, like, I could say Stampede was goated, Gold, Dragon Ball Broly and Battle of Gods. But other than that, just the OG bag.
Man,
I'm telling you,
the OG bag is amazing. Like, freaking Ghost in the Shell, that was a movie first. Fucking Appleseed. If you know what Appleseed is, you know what's up. That shit is fire. Because I watch a lot of
Endless Waltz, Gundam Wing.
Yeah, I think it's a movie, huh?
If I'm not mistaken, it's either a movie or it's like a part. It's like a parter kind of thing, but I think it's a movie if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Also, Paprika. That shit is fucking nuts. Paprika's nuts. Trying to think. Your Name is great. The New Age, Your Name, Weathering with You. Those are some great ones. But when it comes to anime movies, I'm like Chrissa. I'm more with like the old school Appleseed, the Cowboy Bebop movie, Ninja Scroll, Sword and the Stranger, Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle. Honestly, the newest one that I like, the most recent one that I really think is great is The Boy and the Beast that came out in like 2015. But other than that, I think those are all. I'm trying to look at a list to see if I
already know your number one favorite movie of all the time is My Hero Academia. You know what I'm saying? The second one, Heroes Rising. Number 1 on Lynn's list. You know what I'm saying?
Don't let him lie to y'all, America. don't let him lie to y'all.
Numero uno.
That should piss me the fuck off. give me the Cowboy Bebop movie any day of the week over that shit, nigga. I'll take a Naruto movie over that shit. And I'm not
Did you see the new way that they lined up the movie theater so you can go back to the movie theater to promote social distancing? That shit looks so hard. I was looking at that like, that's how movie theater should be right now. Like, bro, this is the best time for you to drop the anime movies because I'm going to pull up to every one. The movie theater looks luxury now with all that space. And like, nigga, I can sit in the 1 spot. I can bring a homie and sit in the 2 spot, but I got space. Nobody got to put their ass in my face, sliding through the shit to go get popcorn every 3 seconds and go piss and shit. 4 people in the seat get up there to the movie.
Oh, I'm not
gonna lie. I was pulling up for every anime movie. Now I'm double pulling up for every anime movie. So they need to drop. I wish they would do like how they drop Cowboy Bebop, like how they re-released it.
They probably will start doing that again. They just gotta wait for them to open up. I think we're gonna see.
I need that in my life.
I think we're gonna see come July with Tenet being the Christopher Nolan movie. Once that happens, I think we'll start to see more movies coming into the theater.
Man,
and more
that Corona shit better not fuck up my Demon Slayer movie, bro. If Demon Slayer comes and then they're sitting there like, we're only doing the cold movies right now because we're not trying to get everybody out and shit. We just trying to, if it's a banger, it's a banger, but we're not trying to get every movie. I'm gonna feel played, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, look, if Attack on Titan gets pushed back, don't be surprised if the Demon Slayer movie gets pushed back.
If it gets pushed back, I'm not gonna be mad. But if it gets dropped in Japan but not in America, I'm gonna feel played.
That might happen as well. I'm gonna ask you, COVID. You can only get one in October. AOT season 4, Demon Slayer movie. The other one, whichever one you don't choose, comes out the next year, the same time.
Oh.
Be real with yourself. Let's see.
I'm gonna say the Demon Slayer movie, man.
Oh, you is out your dick. This nigga
thing.
says that when he don't know what the hell going on in AOT and he know that new season about to be. Nigga, you tripping.
But this is my reasoning, right? If the Demon Slayer movie,
like the train movie. You don't even like the train
but that's
arc.
the thing. I fuck with it. No spoilers, but I fuck with it for what happens at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with the demon, the main demon, and I fuck with the next demon. They hopefully they tease. That might be wishful thinking that they tease the next demon.
I don't think you're getting that. You just.
But at the same time, I want that movie because the sooner I get that movie, the sooner they're gonna start working on season 2. You know what I'm saying? Or the next movie. But the sooner they give us that, the sooner they're gonna be working on the next one. So if they make us wait for that, they're gonna keep pushing the next one back.
All right, well look.
I need the 10. But the other thing is too, my other reason was we getting a lot of gas a lot of shit already got pushed back to 2021.
Let me give you a caveat.
If I gotta watch Attack on Titan in the midst, that'd be dope.
Let me give you a caveat. Then I'm gonna change it up. You only get one, and if you choose the Demon Slayer movie, you gotta wait 2 years, 2.5 years for the Tengen arc. If you choose AOT, when you get the movie, the arc will come out the following year right after. Nah. Which one are you going with? I'm just trying to make you choose against Demon Slayer. That's all.
I got to think about it, man. It's a hard one, man. I got to see the Carfax. You know what I'm saying?
I hate how the division in this podcast has grown of the Demon Slayer. Like, Demon Slayer has split this podcast. That's
Demon
crazy.
Slayer is still gas. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, when we get the Tengen arc, even when we get the Mist arc, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to
fuck with all of that. I'm ready. But I'm also...
it's fucked up because I want that shit. I already know what's happening, and I still want it.
That's what
I don't know what's happening.
That's my thing. Like, you know what's gonna happen, and you know AOT about to be that shit is gonna be nuts.
Man, AOT they just need to give it to me right. You know what I'm saying? They need to give it to me like if I know one thing about AOT, I thought that shit was trash at the beginning. Season 2 dropped, I thought that shit was trash. But whenever they took that long ass stretch, right? Between season 1 and season 2, and then they dropped 3 afterwards. I feel like they didn't decline in quality at all. I feel like everything, as far as the content of the show, animation-wise, everything was still on point. It was just, for me, I wasn't feeling it, so I was kind of hating on it at the beginning. But when you look at Attack on Titan front to back, like, it feels like it all came out at the same time, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It
Best animated 2010s, man.
It feel like they didn't rush through anything. Like, you didn't get not Attack on Titan. You didn't get a One Punch Man season 2. You didn't get a Seven Deadly Sins season 3. You didn't get a Dragon Ball Super Fumble. You got consistency.
Oh, and they're gonna do that.
If they wait, like if you hurry up and rush, like say that they were almost done.
I don't think they're rushing. I think they're ready.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine they're done with Attack on Titan season 4. If y'all don't drop that, what are y'all doing? Y'all trying to wait for hype or whatever? But if they're like 3/4 done and they're trying to wrap it up, and they have an option of either take their time and wrap it up or rush and deal with low animators and deal with the COVID shit and just get it out, and it ends up having a Demon Slayer manga, but in the anime, and everybody who reads the manga is disappointed because the anime fumbled the rock like Soul Eater. As far as the ending goes, I'm be like, keep it, son. But and like how you saying, I feel like it has to be pretty much done.
I think the anime, like with the COVID shit, I don't think it's the animation. I think it's more so the voice acting. Like, I think it's more so
that makes
like
a lot of sense.
Sound editing and fixing the different like voices and shit. Because I'm willing to bet all the animation shit is done right now.
I feel like that could be done from home too as well. You could do animation from home, but then again, I feel like you could like you're a studio company, like hook your employees up with their own. But I heard,
and that's what Funimation has been doing, just from seeing the different voice actors that I fuck with. But yeah, no, it's interesting, man. We're gonna see how this goes. But that's all the questions we have. What he asked is Inuyasha goated to you, and you know me, I don't think it's goated, but
I fucks with Inuyasha, man. It's goated off of the strength of like how Dragon
nostalgia.
Ball. Like, Dragon Ball was goated enough because of the iconicness of it. Like, people love Dragon Ball without even being, I'm not saying super into the world, because there's a lot of people like me and you who know all Dragon Ball's history. We know all its current. We know the differences between the anime and the manga as far as Super. We are deep into the world building. We're deep into everything about it. But there's some people who just like, I like Super Saiyan fights. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This is just iconic. And it's the same thing with a lot of the older ones that didn't really stick as far as people could be like, I like this. And you could be like, what was your favorite arc? And yada, yada. They'd be like, well, I remember I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I remember I liked this character. It's one of them things to where it sells you. Like Fairy Tail. I like Fairy Tail, but that shit wasn't no major. And Fairy Tail's goated to me. Like Fairy Tail is goated just off of the strength of how it was executed. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
the numbers was hitting too. Like I'm not one of them people that's like numbers means everything, but there ain't no way shit hitting numbers like that and just being ass. You know what I'm saying? Like Fairy Tail is cool, but it hits a certain demographic.
Yeah.
I
If
feel
you're
like it
looking
hits the
for
Pokemon demographic.
if you're
You know what
looking
I'm
for
saying?
great storytelling, it's not in Fairy Tail or Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
but
you gonna go to something like Full Metal Alchemist. But if
yeah.
you're looking for something like action, you're not gonna go to Full Metal Alchemist. You're gonna go to Dragon Ball. But if you're looking for something like ecchi, some may go to like DXD or something. But some people who still may be like, okay, this is borderline, like hentai, whatever. I'm sticking with the. I like Dragon Ball. I like Naruto. But I want to watch some shit that got a little etchier feel to it, a little more comedy feel to it. But I don't want to have to go to something as crazy as Gintama or Saikike for my comedy, and I want to have to go something to like high school DXD for my ecchi. I want to get that little shonen ecchi comedy bag. I feel like that's all Fairy Tail is. Like One Piece is shonen. One Piece is also action and adventure, but it does have comedy aspects and it delivers on it, but I wouldn't say it's a majority comedy.
No,
Like,
yeah.
I feel
no.
like Fairy Tail has serious moments, but it's majority like ecchi
Comedy and ecchi, yeah. No,
it's
I agree
shonen.
with that.
It's like shonen all of its tropes into one. Like if something could be the poster child for shonen, it would have to be Fairy Tail because with the whole just friendship and they take that shit to the extreme. Like
He be doing too much.
the jokes about the power of friendship is very,
It's
very
true.
legit. But
No, it's
certain shit like Inuyasha, bro, it's gonna be down in history forever. Like people could watch that in 2020, and if you like, some people gonna fuck with it, but I know a lot of people won't. But a lot of people will just be drawn in by that whole the aesthetic. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
A lot of female anime fans loving you, Asha. That's
Oh,
their
for
bag.
sure.
But yeah, so Krista thinks it's goated. I do not. I like that's just me. I'm personally I don't care for the story. If you ask me my
And it's-
90s anime of choice, I'm going Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm going Trigun, I'm going Bebop. There's a lot
it
of
is
other
super
things.
romance influence too. I forgot to say that because
Slice of lifey.
Inuyasha's romance like a motherfucker. Like
Give me Rurouni Kenshin any day of the week over that trash demon fox shit. And that's no disrespect to the
I'm a
Inuyasha
sucker for
fans.
demons. I'm a sucker because that's why I like Yu Yu Hakusho. That's why I like Demon Slayer. I'm a sucker for like demonic slaying type
If
shit.
it's done right, I fuck with it. That's what I'm saying. Like I love Yu Yu Hakusho. That's a goat. Trigun, goat. But Inuyasha, no. No. But to each his own. Like I said, to each his own. If you love Inuyasha, more power to you. And I'm glad you got the sequel coming out. So be on the lookout for that. But with that being said, let's get into the interview with Vocal Pineapple. Shout out to my guy Pineapple. I really appreciate you coming on. We're about to do some deep diving in My Hero. Let's get into that right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for this week's special guest, we have a very special guest. You may know him as Vocal Pineapple on YouTube and Twitter. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing well. Glad to have you. Doing as well as you can in these
Right
times. And I don't, you know how it is. You can't even say that shit on YouTube. It's nuts.
Oh, that's valid. Yeah, just the right now times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to shake and like, what is it? Like, oh, don't say it. Nah, yeah, we're good.
But yeah, hope you're doing well, man. But we're here. We're on Anime Talk. I want to, before we get to My Hero, because you're the My Hero guy, and we got to talk
I
to you about
appreciate it.
Oh, no, man. You do your thing. Like, when the spoilers are out, I'm looking to you for, like, the new, like, nah.
I've been a little inactive lately. I've been, like, on anything but spoiler stuff, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And look, let's start. I want to just start here, because I saw that people were getting on your ass about spoilers. Bro,
yeah, a little bit.
They're tripping.
Yeah, no.
Because you tell them what it is. It's not like you don't say, hey, we're talking about this upcoming week's chapter. This is a spoiler. And, like, you're on the internet, bro.
I feel like at this point, like my Twitter account, people understand that there's going to be some spoiler content on there. Not just from like me talking about spoilers, but like I just talk. I let it bang. Like I talk about anything. I had a thread where people were getting at me for talking about like Genus and stuff going on with him. Like I'm just going to talk about everything because I feel like there's like the anime only crowd who like they're their own kind of community. Then you have like the manga only folks who are their own kind of community. And I think that the leak people, like the folks who are like, I can't wait for this chapter. No, like that's valid to be one of those people too, even though it's a little kind of, some undercover kind of stuff going on. But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like they just there's a mute feature for a reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there, to a certain extent, like, I get it. Like, if I'm just posting stuff and it's not being tagged or whatever, I understand. But if I'm trying to include a hashtag, I'm trying to include something in the tweet so that you can use the feature that Twitter put there for you to use, then I don't know. I can't really complain too much because I don't really get any sort of flack for anything. Like, I don't get bothered by anybody for anything really. Like, every once in a while I have to argue with a community on Twitter or something, but I don't really get bothered for anything like a lot of other people do. So little stuff like this, it's just kind of like, okay,
this is
what it's gonna be, I guess. Sure. Like, I'm gonna continue to post spoilers probably. I'm gonna tweet whatever I'm gonna tweet regardless. Since I had 300 followers, I'm just gonna tweet what it's gonna be.
No, 100%. So okay, so I want to ask you, when did you get into making YouTube videos and making content?
Ooh, all right. So I always have a fun story to tell for YouTube stuff. So I was like 16, and I was working like a Dunkin' Donuts, and I didn't want to be doing that. And it was over the summer, and when it was time for me to start school again, they didn't want to change my hours. And it's like, hey, like, I'm in high school. I'm probably not supposed to be working here in the first place.
Yeah.
But if you don't change my hours, how am I supposed to get to class? Manager wasn't trying to hear any of it. So I was like prepared with like the infinity stones of like every other customer's complaints. Everyone's in the back room like, oh, I hate the manager. Yeah, like, I'm so tired of her. Everyone always complains about her. And I make a complaint and they're like, we've never received a complaint about this manager. Everything's great. You're fired. And I'm like, oh, okay. I never want to deal with this ever again. Like, someone telling you what to do, like your coworkers who you think are like on your side, like, are lying and just setting you like, I'm not dealing with any of this work environment stuff.
The 9 to 5 Game of Thrones.
No, like, and I entirely respect it. Like, it's just, for me, I know I don't have the patience.
No,
and that says something. It's something bad. It's not something good about me that I don't have the patience, and I've forced myself to do all this, like, YouTube stuff. Like, I have forced myself to do this. Like, not as in like I didn't want to do it, but it's just, like, when it gets hard and you're like, oh, maybe I could go do this or maybe I could go do that. It's been very much a like, no, like,
now you got to do it.
This is what I am going to do because no one is going to tell me what to do. You know what I mean? So it started very much off that. I had a cousin who was like, you're funny. You should probably do YouTube. And I started talking about like Naruto manga chapters I'm 25 now. So this is when I was 16. So this is a while ago on like some old obscure channel. And then I was talking about manga chapters. I went to Comic-Con. I ended up working for SaiyannIsland.com, dead website now. I love it. I love it. They're dead. And then they treated us really badly. So we ended up going and making shonen games. And then that's how I really got involved in like, oh, there's early scans. I'm going to start posting and talking about these early scans.
Yeah.
And then working on that YouTube channel is really, because I kind of had my own, but it was just like, it's like my Twitter. I just treated it like somewhere where I could just do whatever I wanted to do. And if people liked it, like, it would just be random, all sorts of random content. And if people liked it, fine.
Yeah.
But if not, then no one's going to watch it and it's okay. But we had the idea to all kind of come together and make the Shonen Games YouTube channel on the website and stuff. And that went on for a while. I'm not there anymore. I don't know what they're doing. But then from there, I kind of made my own channel. Like, okay, well, I'm doing a lot of YouTube videos here. Like, this is being split between 3 people. There's like little problems and stuff like that. So let me just go
and do my thing. Yeah.
And make my own channel. And then that was like 2 maybe years ago, I think. I don't even really know, because I got to 50,000 subs. I had like a really crazy kind of blow up over maybe a couple months. And then my channel just got deleted, just terminated.
Damn.
And I still have no idea why. Like, the reason that I got was like reused content or something. And I'm like, I looked at like every instance of, not every instance, obviously, but like I looked at a lot of instances of people dealing with that and stuff like that. And I'm like, this doesn't seem to fit any of those cases.
Yeah.
And then I asked someone like specifically at YouTube, and then they gave me a different reason. So it's like, you guys don't even have
a reason.
Yeah. So that ended up getting worked out, thank God. And now I have my new channel, and my new channel. I was just really scared on the way to 50,000. Like, uh-oh, they're just going to be like, hey, get back there, see what happens.
Yeah.
Get right back to that exact number. But no, thankfully, like I'm at 200K now. Everything's going really smoothly. I just need to post more. That's all it is. That's pretty much 100%. The story.
Well, that's awesome. And I think the thing that people should take away from that whole thing is the fact of you saying like, nah, bro, even when I didn't want to do something, like I had to bust my ass and do it. Like you can't stop doing this shit.
You have to be really stubborn. I feel like the best advice I give people when they ask me how to do YouTube is you just have to be very, very stubborn and very, very consistent. And when like you don't want to do it, like you have times where you don't want to do it, or like everyone is getting in your way, like you're going to have your family being a pain. Like my mom, I've been doing YouTube for like almost 10 years now. My mom drove me to McDonald's to do job interviews. Like my mom drove me to a McDonald's to do a job interview, and I did the job interview. I filled it out. I got the job. I got the outfit, and then I never went in for work. Like that is how stubborn I was about this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So whatever your schemes are, like kick me out. That's what you got to do. Like if you're going to kick me out and then I can't record, I guess. But thankfully, you know, like my mom was to extent supportive, you know, because you're always going to have kind of those like, hey, you can't do this. It's like, this isn't a realistic job path, or this isn't a realistic way for you to do anything. But once bills start getting paid, you know what I mean? Like that stuff kind of goes away. And then just as time goes on, like, but that's the best thing when it's like, someone's like, no. And then they're like, yes, wait a minute.
Yeah. You're paying.
Oh, this is lit.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, word. What was some of the first anime that you started to like? We'll give us some of your what got you into it.
Definitely like I want to say Naruto because it's really easy to say that, but it's probably like just waking up at like 4 a.m. with Inuyasha being on and like the ending playing, and you're like, and then now you have to watch Inuyasha, and then that show reran 95 times.
Yep.
Every time they got to the stomach or whatever, it reran. So just stuff like that, like anything that was on Adult Swim, like around, or Toonami, like around the late 90s, because I was born in 94, so, and I remember everything really, really well from like age 4. So like anything that like that whole legendary Toonami run of like Naruto, One Piece, and Dragon Ball and all that stuff, and then when Naruto kind of just took over Toonami and pushed everything away, like
and everything left.
And then eventually,
I think that's a big not to cut you off. I just think that's a big reason why in the West, people are more. And this is no disrespect to One Piece, because One Piece is the biggest. Like they're about to catch up to Batman and Superman, but that's why Naruto is bigger in the West, low key, is because of what happened with Toonami.
Yeah, and also people here love ninjas. Like people here love pirates, I guess, but it's like they love pirates in a more stereotypical way, and they don't love pirates as much as they love ninjas. We love ninjas here in this country for some reason. I don't really get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't really get it. What was I saying?
We're talking about that legendary Toonami run. I was gonna say Big O was the one that like I was like, whoa,
yes,
this shit is fire.
That's what I remember. Big O. I remember Cowboy Bebop. Obviously, FLCL was on there. FLCL is just still nuts animated looking. And then eventually, like those shows kind of stopped airing on Toonami or whatever, Adult Swim, or you would get a lot of reruns, so you have to find it subbed. Or I had a friend that would come over and he was like, hey, you want to watch Naruto Crescent Moon Kingdom? And I'm like, I don't know what that is. Yeah, what is that? What is? And I watch it, and Lee is doing all this crazy stuff, and I'm all right. Nah, I need to see all of this now. And then once you start watching sub this, it's like
it's over. I know
how to search anything I want to see. And it was back like this is back during like people have Crunchyroll and everything now, but this is back during like you had to go on YouTube and search up Soul Eater episode 27 part 1, part 2, and then part 3 was a Rickroll video, and you're sitting there like,
yeah, like what the hell's going on?
This week I'm just not gonna watch the episode. I guess I'm gonna get the ending to the episode.
I remember when Kiss became a thing. Like people are like, oh yeah, go to Kiss Anime, but like, nah, bro, that was not a thing for a while.
Yeah, no. Nowadays, people like really bash like the pirating scene, but it's there and it's so strong because the structure comes from there being a lack of availability for things, right? So when things become like officially licensed and stuff, it's really hard for those people to just pack up and stop what they've been doing for 8 years or 10 years, however long, when like for them, they started doing what they were doing because of a lack of availability from the industry. You know what I mean? So it's like now the industry comes, I know a lot of fan scan people are like that with like Viz translations. Yeah. They're like, I not to speak on the quality of the translations themselves, whatever, right? Because there's arguments on both sides, but I understand people who've been like fan scanning My Hero since the beginning or something. And then they have like a certain way of typesetting it or a certain way of doing it. And then Viz comes in and it's like they shut them down. And this person's now like, well, like I wasn't doing this. I was doing this out of kindness to a certain extent. Like there's the people that have their websites like Mangas Fan and stuff like that. But like there's people who legit just I want to translate this and put this out there so people can read it. And it just kind of sucks when those people get crushed by whatever.
Major corporations. And see, the whole thing with the pirate thing is like I have a Shonen Jump account on my phone. And it's like, but I'm still gonna like Wednesday night, Thursday night, I am checking. I'm sorry, I have to.
That has become the ultimate shield against like people who are like, but you're pirating. It's like, all right, but I have this account, I have this, I have that, I have all these things. Like you're gonna get my money either way, but I'm gonna see these pages.
Exactly.
Me paying you doesn't mean that I'm like, oh well, I have this bracelet.
I gotta wait till
Monday,
Sunday in the afternoon, like after all of Twitter has just told me.
And it doesn't mean that for the people who are mad at the people who are reading leaks. Like I understand. Yes, you pay for Viz. I pay for Viz too. If you're upset that like someone's talking about the chapter beforehand, it's the same thing. I think for people who are like anime onlys and manga people start talking about things. It's the same thing. I feel like to a certain extent. There's a little bit of a difference because the leak scans kind of come out a little earlier than they're supposed to. When you're an anime only, you have the choice to read the manga. But I feel like when you're an anime only, you also have the choice to be as invested as one of those manga fans that is ready to read the chapter when it leaks on Wednesday night. You know what I mean? And is scrolling through leak pages. And I don't think everyone has to be that dedicated. Like, of course not. There's new features. There's ways to get around that stuff. I don't think everyone has to be like an elite super fan to keep up with the series. To have fun.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, there should be anime onlys. There should be manga only people. There should be people who read leaks. But I feel like there's just, there's ways to kind of not really section everyone off because you want to have a whole community, I guess. But there's ways to exist.
Yeah, and
at the same time.
Control your fandom.
No, people don't mute the word spoilers, and then they complain when they see spoilers. And it's like, well, what do you mean? You don't have the key word here. You don't have what you are trying to avoid.
I literally had Promise Neverland muted until I caught up. I was like, I'm not dealing with this. Man. Like, I'm not. I'm just going to catch up at my own pace. And then when I caught up, it's like, okay, now I can unmute this word.
And I get the argument that, like, those people feel like they're putting up a shield where it's like, I shouldn't have to do this to not be spoiled by you. But they don't see it from like, I'm just being like, I am being a fan of the content that I enjoy. I shouldn't have to change how I am enjoying my content. If there is, like, there's a way for you not to see it. Like, if it's literally
like a watering hole, like back in like Mesopotamia. So you go get your water. You talk about you don't have to come talk and be in the open marketplace environment. Like that's on you, partner.
So it's first, but I mean, I get it. Like I understand. I'm not a like I understand people. No one wants to be spoiled for anything unless you want to be spoiled for it, right? Like no one wants to deal with that. So I understand, but like there's a little bit of personal responsibility I get on both sides. But I feel like the people who are posting leaks and they have tags or they have like certain things, like leave them alone.
Yeah,
they're trying to keep it away from you. It is your fault. If they're making an effort to keep this away from your eyes by putting like a hashtag or something in the tweet, then you should take the extra effort, just like they are, to add that tweet to your mute thing, and then we don't even have to have the argument anymore. It's just solved.
It's over with.
But
the problem.
It's too logical for people. Yeah,
no, I get that. Makes sense. But all right, we got to get into this. So we got your OGs, but it's time to talk some My Hero stuff. What is your opinion? Okay, because I was talking in my live the other day, me and my co-host of #anime, talking to a bunch of people asked us, who do you think is because it was like a bunch of anime onlys and then some manga people like, how would you rank the class 1A? I'm going to ask you, you can give an anime answer first, but I want to know, like, at this point, being what we know.
The class?
Yeah, rank the class. Just you could give top 3, top 5.
All right, well, I mean, top 3, it's probably going to be Traffic Light Trio, where it's Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki in some kind of order. Who knows, right? I'm putting Tokoyami in 4.
Yeah.
Because man is an animal. Like, what do you mean? Young Hawks. But that's when it starts. I have to really start trying to remember these students who don't get focus. Let's see. 5. I want to put Ida high up there, but like,
he hasn't gotten an arc since Stain, bro. I've been waiting for E to get some shine.
And then Vigilante's like, I've had the argument that I guess the Vigilante speedster isn't a better speedster, even though he's pretty much the Flash.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you're not even equaling up to like some villain in the side manga with your speed, to talk about you. I don't want to have any sort of discussion about you. I'm sorry. Get some jet engines in those legs or something. Like, I don't know.
Get it? Because when you see the vigilantes dude holding up like this orb type, like, nah, that dude's going nuts.
This guy's dodging bullets. Like, what's going on? And Ida's like, well, I'm gonna go catch that cat. No. All right. So I'm gonna put Deku at 1 because I feel like, I mean, at some point, no matter what,
it's right? 1. But then that new stuff, I saw the 4-5.
No, it's like, well, where did this come from?
We can talk about it because by the time this is out, the chapter will be out. So yes, the 45% is nuts.
It's ridiculous because it's like, okay, I'm sitting here like, oh man, Deku has 25%, probably mastered. He was working with Endeavor and everything. This is gonna be rad. Maybe he has like black. But maybe no, he's just like, no, 20% boost. Big Chad Deku, who cares? Kicks off the road. He separate the road. Like, everything in the town is decaying, and he just kicks it away. He's like, no.
Yeah, no, it's out of here.
No, stop that. It's great. No, Deku. We haven't had a serious Deku fight in a really long time.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, and
it's been since the training arc, I think, with the guy that Eraserhead trained. I forget his name.
Oh, the Shinso. The Class 1A versus Class B training. Yeah, but I mean, like, as far as like having like a serious fight against a villain where the villain is trying to do something greasy, like Shinso was trying to do something bad, but Deku wasn't ever gonna like, all right, well now it is time to end your life.
Since like Overhaul, damn
dead this. Yeah, I think literally since Overhaul, Deku hasn't had a serious fight against a villain where it's like life is on the line. It's serious. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he's gonna go full out. Siri, I'm not talking to you.
Your Siri knows, man.
Siri is like, I have the answers. No, but like, I feel like this, even if it doesn't fight Shigaraki this arc, which would be madness because that fight is just gonna be insane.
That's coming.
But whoever he fights, like, I have to see it because we haven't seen him seriously fight anyone in a while. I mean, Gentle was a great fight, had great choreography, but he's learned so much.
Yeah, since Gentle.
And like, who knows? There was a little 3-month time skip right before this little war started. Like, who knows what he was doing in those 3? Like,
yeah, what he was doing with Endeavor and that shit, with the squad, with Bakugo and Todoroki. Like, I'm ready to see what all of them could do.
Yeah, like Todoroki was doing like the speed fire kind of stuff. Bakugo has like his little kind of key blast explosion and stuff. Tokiyami's improved in every single way with bodies Redestro, which is
yeah.
I see some people are really mad about that, but it's just like, dude, his legs came off. Like, he just slipped. It's like when you win and you push the big dude over and you're like, all right, I won. That's it. We're getting out of here.
You just got to give it
dodge. Not to dodge the top 10 question, though. I'm going to put Deku. It's hard. I'm going to put Bakugo over Todoroki because
that's what I was going to ask you.
Heroes Rising. Yeah. And I know people argue Heroes Rising isn't canon or not. I don't feel like having that argument. I feel like it is. But I remember Shoto in that movie was just disappointing to me.
He was just chilling. I don't count it, but we don't like you said. I don't want to have that. There's no need.
It's fair. It's weird. It's definitely really weird. And then Funimation comes out and says it's not. So it's like, well, now I have to like.
What made me mad was when Chris Bot said, "Oh yeah, there's no spoilers." But if you're an anime only person and you go, I was dumbfounded. I was like, whoa.
Like I love Chris. I understand, and I don't know Chris personally or anything. I understand, right? Like, I get it. You probably have to say that kind of stuff. There's probably someone that goes, "Hey man, like." You got to be the one. You got to be the one, Chris. They love you. You got to be the one. It can't be Sean. It's got to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he comes out and he's just like, yeah, it's all good. And then it's like, no, it's not. No. Anyone who knows anything about this movie knows that it's not all good. 5 minutes in the movie, it's like, well, I know all this now. But I don't think it like, I hope no one watched it and like I don't think it spoiled people in the way where it's going to hurt them at the end of the day. I feel like a lot of this stuff is just stuff where like you're going to be asking questions. You're going to be like, what's that? How that?
A lot of my friends said it flew over their head and then they were. Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff is like who is, if you don't know any of the context, who really cares that Shigaraki was looking over at Hawks in that one scene. Yeah. And like he knows that that's important to manga people. It's like, wait, does that mean Shigaraki knows? Like, but to movie people, it's like, oh, okay.
And then when 9 was like to Deku, like, oh, I can't absorb because of all this stuff going.
Yeah, they're like, okay, what? Yeah, it's just so powerful. One for all, you can't take it. And it's like, I mean, yeah, that's kind of, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But that movie spoiled a lot of stuff. But it's fine. I want them to do it again. But like,
yeah, no, I want more movies. It was dope.
Dude, I my whole life being an anime fan, I've always begged, like, go ahead, like, the manga fans movies. Like, anime fans, y'all get the anime. Y'all get to see all that animated. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess as a fan of the series, I also get the anime as a fan of the manga.
But I give it's different when you read it and then rewatch it.
Yeah, when you're a manga only, like, you have the anime to look forward to, but there's nothing like with the recent material that you have to look forward to for like any amount of time. So like Heroes Rising being kind of set around My Villain Academia and all that stuff, it's like, oh, whoa, like this just happened. I'm still really excited about this stuff. And now I get to watch a movie set like in the same playground. And
yeah.
It's really smart. And I think Naruto started doing that like around the end of the movie. I'm not saying that's where it started, obviously. But I remember they were doing that near the end with like the Boruto movie, which and Naruto the Last, which I think was like before the series was even announced to be over.
Bro, it screwed my head up when I watched Naruto the Last and you see that last fight and then people are like, wait, this is that fight that happened. I was like, wait, no, bro, I saw this like years ago. Like,
no, but like I hope they do more My Hero movies. I know that's kind of an argument that people.
I want more. You could give spin-off style My Hero. You can make this like a DC. I really want My Hero to become like the DC like movie universe where you can get a whole lore.
And I feel like that's kind of the thing that like Horikoshi has definitely set up the series for. Like you can take it, just pick a character. And it's interesting. Take an All for One like prequel 3 trilogy movie or something. I'm watching all of those.
Yeah,
give me an All for One OVA where you just see him coming up, touching people on the head, being like, "That's my quirk. That's my quirk. That's my quirk." I would love to see that. Like,
see the past vestiges. I would love. I know we know they lose, but I don't care.
You could have a whole series about just All for One, like being like, "All right, so first chapter here, brother. Here's this quirk I'm going to give you. Now let me get in my bag," and just have him like taking over towns and all. I'd love to see it, but that's kind of something that like in Jump, it's weird to do. It's weird to really focus on your villains like that. I remember. During My Villain Academia, there was a lot of like
pushback in arm. Yeah.
I remember actually the guy, I think he's the head of CC2 who does like Naruto games and stuff. I remember he tweeted, he was like, "What is this? Like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand what's
it was so special though. Like as an American comic fan, I was like, oh, this is a moment. Like, cause when DC did Forever Evil, it changed like the landscape of the New 52, and I felt that vibe from this.
And it's just like, of course, Horikoshi is going to be the one to do it because Horikoshi is the one who's a massive fan of all the Western comics. Like he's a fan of Peter Parker. He's a fan of like Star Wars. He's a fan of all that kind of stuff. So you have to imagine like, yes, as a mangaka, there's certain things you have to do. You have to follow the structure of the industry and stuff like that. And obviously, he's had his problems with the industry lately and whatnot. But I feel like there's a case to be made that you can do certain things a little differently. You know what I mean? Like you can spin off your series into being more of like I have My Hero Academia, and now we're gonna have like 3 other My Hero Academia comics, and one of them's gonna be in Jump, and one of them's gonna be in V-Jump, one of them because that's what people do in Marvel Comics. There's 3 Spider-Man comics, then the characters in that get their own spin-off series, and it all just adds to the world. Like look at Vigilantes. Incredible.
It's killing. Yeah, I love it.
I'm here for it. Like every chapter, I'm just like, "Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, all this lore. Yeah, like, I'm just happy." So you can't hate on Biggs.
I just ready to see the crawler come up into like, ooh,
words. Like, I'm waiting for like Knuckle Duster to be like, "Hey, Mirio, like, I know your situation. Let me help you figure that out."
Yeah.
Like, let's kind of like, oh, man. Maybe when Vigilantes ends, because I think that's where it is right now.
It's coming close to the wrap.
Yeah, so maybe when it ends, we'll see something. Maybe I think the one main reason that you wouldn't include those characters in the main series is like it kills the suspense of if they live or not, or if they die or not in their series. But I would love to see every single one of them who survives. Hopefully they all do because I love my family, my Vigilantes family.
So I still need to know who you got at 5.
So. Deku, we have Deku, Bakugo. I might have put Todoroki. No, I was almost disrespectful and put Todoroki under Tokoyami, but let me not do that because I'm sure after the Endeavor trading arc, he earned the number 3.
He listened to his pops a little bit.
Yeah, especially when he starts like flying and if he figures that out or anything like that, because of course he's gonna have to, right? Like,
Yeah.
how is he gonna start flying with the one fire leg? He's gonna just Iceman it and like skate.
I like the Iceman skate though. I'm not giving hate.
Imagine like not to avoid this top 5 thing again because I ramble a lot. But
no, but I love it. This is the stuff we need because I'm gonna keep bringing you back. Don't worry. But I love this.
Random ideas.
I love it.
Imagine he like Iceman paths and then like shoots fire as like a thruster.
As like a booster, yeah.
So, like, that would be hard.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
So Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, Tokoyami, who is going to be... I mean, in a perfect world, it would be Kaminari, but... Right? Like...
Yeah, he just... I don't know.
Kaminari I feel like Kaminari... The only reason I like the traitor theory is because it makes Kaminari actually, like, super, super capable secretly. You know what I mean? Who would it be?
Do you think like Kirishima?
See, I'm thinking about Kirishima, but for me, it's like there comes a point where Kirishima becomes so durable that his mobility is just going to be awful.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's just going to come a point where like you just have to drop Kirishima out of a plane and just onto Makia's back right after he takes a bath and Mina's acid to hope that that's gonna get rid of. So I hope that he learns how to move. Like, you know what I mean? But maybe Kirishima, because Kirishima would probably be like the best bodyguard ever. Like the best bodyguard hero on there. So I might give it to Kirishima because I'm trying to think. It's not going to be Koda. Let's just get through who is not going to be. It's not going to be Ojiro. It's not going to be
Zero.
Like, and I hate that you said that because I love Zero.
I do too. Me too. I like the Spider-Man-ness of him. Like
I love the idea of Zero, right?
Yeah.
And I love his character, but it's like Aoyama has laser beams. Like, I don't want it to be Aoyama in the 5th spot, but like, man's quirk is light. Like, you know what I mean? Could it be Ochako? Like, Ochako,
if she gets her gravity shit together, she has potential.
Ochako's been very, very impressive in like My Hero Media lately. Like in Heroes Rising, she's just bonkers for whatever reason. Like, it's just like, okay, do you have one for me? Like, what are you doing? What is all this? Like, she took out like most of the. I think she pretty much took out the whole team in the 1A versus 1B matches. Like, was just dominant. Like, so low key, it might be Ochako because what if Ochako figures out like, I don't know, she just starts flipping people and I could see how she could mix her gravity stuff
with her combat
martial arts, more than she would mix it with like, I'm gonna be dropping large rocks on you, right? Like, her thing could easily be, I'm going to run up to you, I am going to touch you with my hand, and now you're flipped.
Yeah,
you don't know what's going on.
You're punching
bag.
Now
you're pile drived, and all like you don't know what's happening right now. Like, you're just weightless. I'm doing all that, right? But yeah, I might put Ochako in 5 because I feel like Ochako is just going to make Kirishima float away. Yeah, I'm gonna make people mad and put Ochako in the 5th spot.
I'm not mad at that, man, because like
you shouldn't be mad at it, but there's people that are gonna be mad at it.
That makes a total lot of sense. Like you said, and I like the way you did it because Ida, I can't talk about you because there's a whole nother speedster. Freaking Kaminari, Kirishima doesn't move, and then Kaminari with the whole brain stuff. It's like you have the most potential with your electricity. You should be and like Static Shock.
Would be in the top 10. Like Kirishima would be in a top 10 list.
Yeah.
Ida, I mean, it's disrespectful, I feel like, not to put Ida in the top 10 because sure, right?
On paper, he should be.
Yeah,
he's like one of those basketball players that just doesn't come through as the star.
It's like why are you here? You are here. You're big for no reason. Like, give that hype to someone else. You should not be in this league. But the only person I'm not putting in the top 10 people would get mad at is probably Momo because I'm not gonna do that.
No, bro.
Momo should be in the top 10. Momo should be right there at the number 1 spot probably, but I'm not gonna do it.
No, I'm with
Can't even put her in the top. Momo has to. I'm putting Mineta over Momo, and I'm very sorry about that. I'm very sorry. Mineta got feats. Mineta got W's, as far as I'm concerned. Has Mineta ever taken a loss?
Wait, do you count the
in
movie?
One-on-one combat?
Oh, well, okay.
Because Kendo gave Momo the hands. I think Mineta, I don't know. Yeah, Momo fans are going to be mad, but it's fine.
No, it is okay. So what?
Potential.
Before we get out of here, I got to ask you about Shigaraki. I got to ask you what's going on with him and how you feel. But before that, because you can rant about that. But I got to ask you, do you subscribe to the time travel theory that was going around?
No. No, and I don't know the time travel theory in detail. I've just heard like, you know, like the loose parts of it, like airy time travel. That's it. That's where it just stops for me. Because like not in any like sort of disrespectful kind of way, because theories are theories. Like the fun of a theory is that it's some plausible or maybe not idea. It's basic like a lot of theories are basically just like what is the word I'm looking for? The fan
It's just like
fan-made stories.
Yeah, fan.
Yes. It's like something that like you're piecing together a lot of information in the way that you would like for it to lead to something. So it's like completely understandable, right? It's just so I don't really like people who go like, oh, like attacking the time travel theory. It's just not for me. I just don't like it. Like I don't feel like Aries quirk works in that way. That's all. Like because I feel like Shisaki takes Aries quirk to like its like final point with like all this. That's what he's supposed to be doing. Like he's like, hey, figure out what happened to this man who vanished. Like what happened? Then we see the rats in the lab. The same thing happens to them. They get rewinded to like embryos or whatever.
Yeah.
Then Overhaul's like, this is lit. I could do something with this. Takes it. He says he takes it to like the ultimate point, and then I think the line that like I like going back and forth with a lot of people is like Overhaul's like, if she wanted to, she could probably turn someone into a monkey. And then for me, that just opened like well, wait a minute now. That like changes how I think this quirk works completely, because at first you're just thinking like, oh, it's just rewinding the quirk itself, right? Or rewinding this or that. But like, no, like it seems like if she mastered her quirk or like perfected it, she could like pick an aspect of you, like something about you, and rewind it.
But
right?
It's not the environment. It's on the person itself. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the way to explain it, I feel like, and I mean, it could be wrong. Horikoshi could decide to take it in another direction. Like Aries a child. Like we don't have any set defined path for where her power is going to go or anything. So it can obviously go in any direction. But like, I feel like it's kind of like in Avengers, where you have them working on the time machine and they're testing it with Scott. Sorry for anyone who hasn't seen Avengers. I'm not really going to go too deep, though.
Don't worry about that.
Go too deep. But it's like when Tony was like, it's like the time is being pushed through Scott. Scott isn't being pushed through time. So like they're making him old. They're making him young. They're making him this or that. But like, it's not that they're getting a different Scott, like from a different time who is old. It's like Aerie is rewinding time through you. So it's like your body is the vessel for that happening. So like you're like not gonna go back in, you know what I mean? Like I don't think that's the way that's gonna work. The only maybe argument I could see is like you could kind of days of future past it, where like Aerie kind of set your conscious back or something. Right? Like if you really wanted to get really, really weird, which is fine. That's what you're supposed to do when you theorize. Maybe, right? But then like who are you gonna send back? Like there's no one that's like Wolverine that's just been around forever besides like bad people. Like All For One's been around that long, the Doctor's been around that long. Who do you send back? And if that's the case, again, that's not sending someone physically, literally back through time. That would be sending someone through, like sending their conscious back to like a previous point that they were in. So like, and then what does that even do? Like,
what can you even do in that at that point? No, 100%.
So no disrespect to the time travel theory. I just don't think that Aries quirk works that way.
And you don't subscribe to it.
No, I just don't subscribe, and I feel like that's completely reasonable because people. I get this question a lot because people want to like, not saying that you're doing that at all, but people, anytime like anyone has a theory or something that like people are like, ooh, this is different. Like Pineapple's not talking about this one. Like they want to know, like, hey, like say something bad about that theory. Like, hey, you know, like I remember Nux recently did like a video saying like Deku is awful. You know what I mean? Like Deku's a horrible protagonist. And I haven't watched it. I've heard about it. And I have like a video plan talking about like, oh, Deku is great protagonist for My Hero Academia. And I just know like it's going to be like Pineapple respond. It's like, no.
Not at all. I just made a separate. It just
take forever to do stuff. You know what I mean? Like I have scripts from like November. Like I just take a long time. I'll write a script, then I won't like it. And then I'll kind of think about it. And I don't know, like I take a long time to do stuff, which is evidenced by the fact that I've only been uploading spoiler videos for like the last month, because those you could just do. Like that's nothing. Like if I just OBS'd all my videos and read my script, I'm sure I probably could upload a lot. But it's like I like the little popsicle, the movie and stuff, and that takes forever.
And putting your flair, it makes for good videos.
Yeah, like I appreciate it. So to get to Shigaraki, because it's just madness, right? Like
shit's nuts right now.
It's what do you do? Like what is there to be done? Because realistically, nothing.
But that's why I think he brought the 6 in for Deku, because there's no way on God's green earth Deku could do anything. Like I'm ready to know what happens after Float. Like what's he gonna learn after that? Because those next couple of quirks are important to seeing how he can defend himself. Yeah,
because if he's gonna get Float next, it's like, oh well, it's perfectly time for you to get Float right when all of a sudden all of Japan's floor is lava. You know what I mean? Like you are playing the best floor is lava game ever now. You got to fly. Like, RIP, those heroes that were in that basement.
Yo, Crust.
They didn't get on Ryukyu's back. Oh, poor Crust. I made a really funny joke. Horikoshi does not like crust on his sandwiches. That's sad. But like, RIP to any of those heroes who didn't get on Ryukyu's back, get picked up by Endeavor, or get picked up by Gran Torino, because we saw that basement fill up with heroes.
Yeah.
They did not all make it out of there. And it's one of those situations, too, where like, who? Because Horikoshi cut away from a lot of, like, we don't know if 13's okay. 13's been in the series since the beginning. We don't know if Wash is okay. We don't know. Like, the Pussycats, are they okay?
Yeah, we don't know.
And this is just Shigaraki waking up. Like, he woke up and was like, I'm cold. Give me that. Okay. I'm just going to touch the ground now. Bad touch, man. Shit ground. Like, with one arm, the whole mountain range to the top. What are they gonna do?
I have no idea. This is gonna be interesting to see how they combat that, and then let alone Giganto just chilling, just like my master's up.
Yeah, I feel like at this point Shigaraki could just be like, because I don't think he has to call Giganto to make his way there. I think Giganto's just been kind of sitting around like, I can't smell my master right now.
Yeah,
wherever he is, it's because he was in the pod, I bet. Because I can't smell my master right now. Whenever I can smell him again, I'm rushing there. I'm going to where he is, right? So, but I feel like that lets you get the badass moment where you could have Shiggy ride Makia to the prison, because I mean, besides killing everyone in the town, which I guess Shigaraki could do, he could just kill everyone. Like, the real goal, I want to get my master out of jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole kind of drive behind everything that he's gone through since Camino. It's been like, you guys took my master away. Okay, bet. Yeah, I am gonna get my master back. Yeah, I'm gonna solve that situation. I'm gonna do it. Watch. Hey, that's fine. I'm gonna get in this pod.
I'm gonna get my powers up. Yeah.
Yeah, give me that cape. All right. We're gonna go get the master now. And it's like, I think he's gonna end up killing him. I think right now he has no reason to do that. But I think what I think is going to happen is they gave us that little thing with All Might, his meeting of Stain.
Yeah.
Where Tsukauchi's like, hey, we're going to have to delay your meeting of Stain right before we have this 3-month time skip. So for me, that was like, okay, well, that means it's happening now, because if you're delaying it and not telling us when it's going to be, and then we cut forward some time, and then All Might, we haven't seen him since we cut forward in time.
We have not seen All Might at all.
Not once. And it's a little worrying when you really think about it. Like, all this stuff is going on. What is All Might right now? Like, because he's the only hero who can't do anything. Like, can't join in at all right now.
Yeah, it's just chilling.
When you have kids that are going through their first day of school, which is also going on right now in this town. Kids are going to their first day of school, and you have this massive villain operation, and All Might's supposed to have some meeting of Stain at Tartarus. And I feel like, well, I mean, All Might has nothing to do today.
And what can he talk to Stain about, too? That's all. That's a whole
I feel like All Might is trying to, like, close a lot of loose ends. You know what I mean? Because Night I told him, hey, you're out of here in this time period. Like, between here and then, you're done.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad. So All Might doing the book for Deku, I feel like, was him being like, well, just in case something happens to me, let me give my student this. Now, like, let me resolve all these things.
Yeah. I mean? Close all loose ends.
Yeah, and I think people forget, but that is a big kind of loose end for All Might. Not that, like, All Might might have specifically done something to Stain, but Stain has, like, this massive fixation with All Might. And we haven't really seen that. The whole Stain arc happened before Camino. We haven't seen at all how Stain is going to react to, like, Small Might, like powerless All Might, when Stain's cellmate is the one who put him there.
Yeah.
In that situation. Like, so I just feel like there's a really interesting conversation that could happen because All Might is probably going there to be like, I hope he goes in costume too, all deflated looking. And he's probably going there to show Stan like, hey, like you set me to this like standard. Like that, like you want all the heroes to meet. But look at me. Like this is me. This is how I am. Like I am this skeletal, like it I can't be me. Like I cannot hold myself
to the standard
that you are trying to hold the world to. So stop it. And I don't think like Stan is just suddenly going to be like, oh, you know what?
You're right.
I was tripping. But I think like that makes a situation where then if Shigaraki goes to the prison or any of the villains goes to the prison, Stan's not going to let any of those guys kill All Might. Like, you know what I mean? Stan being like, the only hero who can kill me is All Might. I feel like Hori likes to flip a lot of stuff in the series, and it'll be really, really cool if you have like a Prison Break kind of thing where it's like, no, none of you are killing the only one who can kill All Might is me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, that would be so
That'd be kind of tight. No, I'd fuck with that.
Yeah.
That'd be hard.
Yeah. And he's like defending All Might with like a pistol or something in the prison from like all these random villains. You could have Overhaul be like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, his little like, his arms.
I'm getting out of here. Just a battle royale of like villains. Shigaraki is coming. He's coming to kill All Might. You have Stain. You have that like, oh, welcome back, Shiggy. Like you and me have beef. Stain and Shigaraki have beef that is just completely unresolved. And I feel like if you have Shigaraki come to get All Might and free his master, and then All Might happens to be at the prison because he's having a meeting of Stain, it's just utter chaos. Like already we have this situation where all the heroes are together and all the villains are together and there's utter chaos. But if you have All Might and All for One at the prison at the same time, because All Might's having a meeting of Stain and All for One is there, nothing better to do.
Yeah.
You have Shigaraki pull up with Maki or anyone. It's like, no.
Yeah.
What happens here? Like, does Shigaraki just touch the prison and now there's no prison and now everyone's free? Like, what happens?
It's gonna be interesting to see how he handles his power and like how because at this point it's like no one can do anything.
No, it's like I remember tweeting a bunch about like, oh, if Shigaraki grabs like Mirko's quirk, he's unstoppable. If Shigaraki grabs Aizawa's quirk, he's unstoppable. But it's like, well, he has All for One now, man. Like,
yeah,
it's not just that he has All for One. He has the original All for One now. So like, he has all the stuff seemingly that All for One had when he crippled All Might. Like, there's nothing anyone can do because, like, I feel like a lot of My Hero Academia is the framing is you have these two gods that fight at some point in the past. And then now we're going to take these two level 0 characters and we are going to make them into those two gods.
Yeah.
Fight at the end. And that's going to be like a reflection of, you know what I mean?
Of the past,
so,
yeah.
But Shigaraki is like skipping. He's like, nah, I'm skipping. Which is great because he's a gamer. So you know what I mean? Like him skipping levels and doing exploits and all that stuff. I love it. But it's like, Deku, what do you do? Like what does anyone do? What does Endeavor do to Shigaraki right now?
Yeah, because he's number one, and it's like you have to protect this country, and it's like you can't do shit, bro. You better just keep flying in the air because I don't know if Prominence Burn is gonna do anything.
No, like, Shigaraki was smacking away Redestro's like energy moves and whatnot, and I know that those are kind of like a physical thing, or it's like the physical manifestation of stress or whatever. But like, what if Shigaraki just swats the fire away? He's like, this doesn't affect me anymore. I'm just decayed. I decayed your flames. I decayed your whatever that is. Hey kid, you're decayed. Like,
and they're gonna need the number one hack Eraser to be there for him.
Yeah, and then Eraser. This is I can't wait. I want Eraser to die very, very badly, and no one likes that. I want this to happen. I love Eraserhead. I love Eraserhead a lot. I want him to live and be happy. But we had him in you. I feel like this arc is kind of like the wrap up for like the first half of the story or whatever, right? And there's a lot of stuff that is paralleling like a lot of the older arcs, or like a lot of stuff from the older arcs that are kind of getting like, you know, topped off.
Yeah.
And I feel like one of those things is like in USJ, you had Aizawa and Shigaraki have that little fight. And Aizawa shuts off Decay and you stops whatever Shigaraki thought he was trying to do. And Shigaraki's like, okay. Like, he takes note of the fact that happens.
He has that, yeah.
He knows that he's getting his quirk blocked. He knows where it's coming from. Then he even counters Aizawa a little bit and, like, manages to decay him. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like it would be really weird to me if you have Shigaraki go through all the stuff he's gone through in the series now, and then he still gets countered by Aizawa. And it's still just getting shut off by Aizawa. Which it would be really cool for Aizawa because it's like, yeah, all that effort you did, that's cool. Like that's nice. But I just want Shigaraki to win. Like I don't like no matter what it costs, kill whoever you gotta. Like I just want him to win because the heroes winning, I feel like doesn't really change anything.
Yeah,
right now. Like
not at this point.
The problem is people are too reliant on the heroes. Like they let kids just walk in the street and like people would have let Eri just walk down the street with Hall running away. They let Shigaraki. Yeah, like so if that's the problem, the heroes winning and beating the villains and status quo, that's not going to change anything. The villains
need
have
something
to,
like this.
You have to have
some cataclysmic event to make them realize themselves.
And when you saw like the plan, like Hawk's explaining the plan for what the villains are trying to do, where it's like, oh, they're gonna like establish the government and establish this, and like everyone is gonna be like hunting. Like, they're pretty much gonna make an entire civilization of people who are taking care of their own problems and hunting down heroes and things. And it's like, okay, that's bad because you're making a country of villains. But the general idea that the Liberation Army has of like everyone is responsible for your shit. You are responsible for this. Like, dude, don't wait for All Might to show up to save a kid. You can save the kid.
So I mean? No, it's gonna be interesting, man. I'm super excited. I want to ask you before we get out of here. One of the spinoffs I want to know is, can we go to America? Because I got to see what's going. Because they said America's worse than Japan.
Man, I don't want it to. I just want them to go to America. I want that to be like how they take the L here. I feel like
they go and leave. Oh,
yeah. Well, not even just leave. Like my idea was that like we saw Shirakumo Kurogiri kind of in the prison, like freaking out, and his hair, but his clouds spreading all over. So I'm like, all right, if you have Shigaraki kill Aizawa in front of Kurogiri, right? Which those guys are linked now, no matter how you want to face it, because that's like a tree, like a love triangle almost.
Yeah.
Not literally, but you know what I mean? Like all three of those characters are stuck because Shirakumo was Aizawa's caretaker.
Best friend.
Now he's best friend, and now he's Shigaraki's caretaker and best friend. So if you have Shigaraki, that's another reason Shigaraki has to go to Tartarus. He has to get Kurogiri out of there. Yeah. So if you have him go and you have like Aizawa and them follow him, and Aizawa gets killed in front of Kurogiri, and it's just like, whoa, what can we do? The one person who might be able to help here is dead. Like, imagine Shiggy goes to the prison, kills All For One, kills All Might, kills Aizawa, is just killing whoever. What do you do, right? Because if you have to just end the series, like it's getting to the point where like if Shigaraki starts killing certain characters, there's nothing you can do
to just stop him.
Because they can't go anywhere. They're on an island. Like you're not going anywhere. So I feel like if you kill Aizawa in front of Kurogiri, you can have Kurogiri start flipping out, have the clouds like shoot out of his head like he did, and then have Shirakumo take over. Because we saw that like distress is enough to make him kind of momentarily
go back to who he was. Over. Yeah.
So I think, and Oda is a massive like One Piece fan.
That's what I'm saying. Pull a Kuma and like
pull a Kuma.
Yeah.
That 1,000,000,000%. Pull a Kuma and have Shirakumo warp everyone away. Just warp them all over. Like I'm sending Deku and them to America. I'm sending these people to Europe. And that's a good way where all of a sudden you have your core characters who matter in all these various places around the world. You have Deku in America. Maybe we get like if Dad for One's not a real thing, like if his dad is actually some dude out there, like maybe he gets to see him now.
Yes, he's pops.
We get to see the MHA Avengers. We get to see like all sorts of stuff. And it mirrors All Might having to leave Japan because All For One.
Yeah.
And then
it does.
And then coming back, like is he? I want to see Momo in London. Like that's fire.
Yeah,
that happen. So
no, I'm with that.
Is going.
Look, and I like how you said mirrors. I subscribe to that. I'm with you, Pineapple, on that one.
That's where I try to, a lot of like my theories or ideas, I try to always think like, what is this? Hori does this thing where like, I'm going to put this idea in front of you and I'm going to leave it alone, but don't forget that that's there.
Yeah, and then I'm going to flip it on its head.
Yeah, and it's coming. And he also does like a lot of parallels to stuff that he already did. He does a lot of like, you think you know where this is going because this is like generic shonen stuff. And if you just look at it that way, sure, you're going to be like, oh, that was so generic that he did that. But like the way that he'll do those things, he'll completely like flip it. Like, you know what I mean? Like Shigaraki being pretty much like you could read My Hero as Shigaraki being the shonen protagonist. Like if you read his sections, before you have like the context for like, it's like, yeah, like screw everyone.
Yeah,
if
my parents
was like told.
It'd be like one of those horror mangas.
It would be lit. It would be lit. So I don't like Horikoshi is just the best. I feel like that's where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going with that, but Horikoshi is not literally the best, but I'm a big fan of how he writes stuff because he uses try like it's like invisible ink. Like he does something that looks really, really generic, but like all the things that he's adding into the soup like make it a really, really complex flavor. It's just like you're not thinking about the fact that there was sun-dried tomatoes in there. There was this, there was that, there was this.
He's an onion, man. It's all the different layers that he puts on and all that. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And not to be like, My Hero is this like super, you can't comprehend it, like you're not really thinking. But it's really like a lot of what Ocean says, where it's like, as much effort as you want to put into the series, that is what you're going to get back from the content. If you just kind of watch My Hero and you're like, I mean, I get it. There's a show about some kid who's going to get powers, be a superhero. All right. That's what it is.
If you're on that length, cool, it's tight. But if you dive deep into the subject matter, it's like...
But if you start getting into like, oh my God, like, what are these parallels between Shigaraki and like Deku? Like, they're pretty much the exact same kid. And then like, that starts getting you into like theorizing stuff. Because I have like this theory that, not to ramble for another 40 minutes about this, but I
love it, man.
I have this theory that All For One is the one that gave Shigaraki decay when he was a kid, because in the chapter where Shigaraki comes home, some dude in a suit with half his face covered by a hat brings him home. And I'm like, well, what dude in a suit who covers half of his face do we know who is involved in this child's life and would do horrible things to this family? But I get a lot of people being like, no, he didn't give him decay. But the reason I think that is because the parallel is exactly what All Might did. It's like you take these two quirkless kids who wanted to be heroes really badly, who idolized All Might. You had the flashback where like Shigaraki's mom was like, or talking to him, and he was talking about like, oh, like the neighbor kids say that I'm like All Might because I get everyone to come play together. You have these two kids who are really the same kid.
Yeah.
Right? Just in very different situations. And then you have one mentor give one a quirk, and you have the other mentor give the other a quirk. And I mean, we're seeing that again because Shigaraki gets All For One. But I feel like what Horikoshi is doing is he's taking like the story that he's telling of All Might and Deku, where it's like, yes, I can take this child who had no hope of getting in this world and becoming like, anybody. You know what I mean? Like this kid was going to be nobody if I didn't step in. Someone. And now I made him somebody. I feel like it's very much the same with All For One and Shigaraki, right? It's like, if I didn't give this kid his power, he would have just been like Harry Potter. Like if he didn't get into the wizard school, like he'd just be sitting in his room getting yelled at by his dad or like whatever was happening. I guess the tragedy is really that like, it seems like the situation was going to turn around for him, but he would have just ended up being some normal kid. If All For One didn't intervene, and Deku would have just ended up being some normal kid who goes on to be a police chief or something. And it's like, you don't get that anymore because these two gods decided to get involved, and there's this conflict. And even if All For One isn't literally responsible by giving Shigaraki that quirk, it's his fault that they're in that situation. Like Nana's hiding the family from him. So it's his fault. And I feel like
there's no way he didn't know that was,
Yeah, and you don't just find some random kid under the bridge somewhere like, hey, dang.
Whoa, you're my rival.
That's ridiculous. It's like, oh man, a kid who's compatible. Oh, my quirk? And you're not us. What? Man.
What are the chances?
Excuse me, sarcastic for 30 minutes about it, but it's like, okay. Like, there's not that many coincidences in this series. There's a few maybe, because that's going to happen no matter what. Like, if you write something.
But everything he does has a purpose.
But very rarely is it like, that was just for nothing. Like, this is for no reason. Like, someone found Black Whip in the Gentle versus Deku fight, I think. Allegedly.
Oh, real.
Like, there's a panel where, like, he's, like, knocking over, and, like, next to his hand, there's, like, a little bit of like energy with like the kind of smoky texture, and it could just be like ripped cloth or something, sure, because this community is weird. But like, saw someone make the argument, right? Like, Sure, if it
possible.
feels like it's right, sure, why not? You know what I mean? Like, if you have a reason to believe it, why
Let's
not?
go with it. Yeah, no, 100%.
I don't know.
This has been awesome, Pineapple Man. I really
I
appreciate
appreciate
this.
it. I'm sorry for making it take so.
Oh no, man! This is why
No,
this is you. This is 18. This is anime talk. This is what I love. Tell the people where they can find you out on social media, and tell them a little bit where they can find your YouTube page and everything.
Okay. You can follow me at Twitter. At Twitter. I hate myself. You can follow me on Twitter at Vocal Pineapple. Just the way that's spelled. VOCALPINEAPPLE. I've never had to spell that out loud. With no space or anything. You can follow me on YouTube, Vocal Pineapple Academia. I cover spoilers on Thursday mornings. Hopefully more than that. I'm gonna start doing Jujutsu videos. I'm gonna start talking about a couple things like
I'm hyped for that.
I've been waiting for the JJK anime assets to come out for so long because a lot of people don't really realize is like I talk about everything that I read to a certain extent on Twitter so that no one can ever be like, hey, you're hopping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Like, search my tweets. I've been talking about this for a minute, my guy. It's just, I don't make videos about everything that I read. But when something gets an anime announced, then I can go and get like the little anime pictures of all those characters to then put onto those popsicle sticks and stuff. Like, I need that. If not, I'm going to have to be going through the manga, cutting characters out of the manga panels and putting them on stuff. Then sometimes, like, if you use anything from the manga at all, like you get taken down. Like that's entirely the reason that I have the little popsicle stuff in the first place. And I'm really careful about using manga stuff because I remember my first channel ever, I remember got a strike because I was uploading manga reviews and you can't use panels sometimes. Like they'll let you do it. And then 3 years down the line, they'll be like, hey. Yep. So instead I'll just use those little sticks and have them moving around and I'll have to learn how to animate and do all that stuff. So you got to do. I don't know where I was going.
You're telling us about how you're ready for JJK to come out because you're gonna start doing some stuff with that.
Oh man, that trailer was so amazing.
Yes, it was.
But it was so good. Like
I'm ready for Yuji, man. I think he's the new now that Demon Slayer's over, now that's all that's done with. I really think the big three of this new generation is Deku, Austin. It's probably gonna be Yuji Itadori.
And I feel like that's valid to a certain extent because Jujutsu Kaisen has like really good fights. And that's not the only thing that matters. But in this community, if you get the people who like fights, if you have them on your side, that's it. Over with. That's all you need. If you can get the meatheads, and then you also have stuff for people who are like, hey, what is this? What are these restrictions in the past? What did you like? If you think this, and then like the like all the deep stuff for all the people who really want to get into it. Those are going to be like the super, super dedicated fans. But if you can draw in people by just being like, hey, Black Glass, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to do really well. And Mappa looks like they're going off. I hope.
Yeah, they look like they're doing a good job.
I pray it does well. We need Chainsaw Man animated.
That's what I was telling that to my coach. I was like, man, Chainsaw, you got me reading Chainsaw Man and like, where's the anime?
We need Chainsaw Man animated. We need Act Age animated. I'm going to just speak for the people who don't have a voice right now.
I'm a Spy Family guy, man. I know that.
I've read a little bit of that.
I like it.
I like it. I've read, I think, 5 chapters or so because I tried to give everything and jump. I'm like, all right, what's this? All right, what's this? All right, what's this? I like it. I heard that it's really, really popular, right? So I hope that they get anime at some point. Like, Jump's doing really good right now. It's a really good time for Jump.
After all those snippets that they, after all the things that got the axe.
You remember like when they right around the time Dr. Stone was coming out and Naruto was ending and everything, like there was just like, here's 5 new series, here's this, here's that, and like here's Golem Hearts, here's
Hell Warden Higuama, man. I was hype on that.
Oh my god. Like no, Tokyo Shinobi Squad kind of hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
When that got,
I was hard on that too. And then Kishi got the axe too.
Yeah, well, Kishi deserved that axe. Like that, it was enjoyable, but I feel like for me, like really early on in that series, I could kind of feel like it wasn't going anywhere. When like Kishi was kind of setting up that character to be like, oh, I get it, he's a little douchebag. Like you're not supposed to like him at first, and then you're supposed to like him because something emotional happens, and then it gets developed an emotional thing. But then when the emotional thing happened, and I didn't care about him still, I'm like, I'm not gonna like this manga. Like,
you know what I want to happen? How they did the thing with Anne. I kind of want Anne to come back and get her own little thing.
I think a lot of people are thinking that like maybe Samurai 8 is just gonna like disappear into obscurity, but I feel like there's a solid case for animating that series. Just animate it. You know what I mean? Just animate it and see where it goes. Like it's not popular right now. People apparently didn't love it right now. You know what I mean? But like who knows, in a couple years, if you animate it and then people are like, oh, I remember this. This was really charming. Like maybe it kind of drums up interest again and you have the series come back or something like that happen. Like, okay, what's going on with Kubo right now? With
Bleach is back, man.
And
People are
the
hyped.
Witch, like, you never know. Like, it's really weird. I feel like in this era, Jump is becoming a little more like, come on, what is your idea for your property? Like, we'll hear you out and kind of, you know what I mean? We'll let you come back. I mean, they let, Kenshin and everything come back. So
they did.
They did. So, I mean, they got to give some people leeway to come back. Not him, but they got to give some people leeway when their like series just doesn't do all that well. You know what I mean? But it's popular. Like, you should give those people leeway to come back too sometimes and get some of their work.
Make it bounce back.
Or just put them in another magazine. I feel like every series that doesn't do great doesn't necessarily need to be canceled. Like, Samurai 8 wasn't my cup of tea. Obviously, it wasn't Yuma's cup of tea like the whole timeline knows. But you could have put it in V-Jump and any other Jump, and I feel like people... Or I guess maybe that wouldn't have fixed it. Maybe it just was doing that bad.
But you never know. They might have found its audience at some point.
All right, but not to...
No, I love it, man. Thank you, Pineapple, for coming on, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Want to say thank you to Pineapple for coming on the pod. Really, really appreciate it. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him at Vocal Pineapple. Be sure to check out his My Hero reviews. They're really, really dope. Shout out to Pineapple again for coming on. And you go come back. We got to talk some more My Hero shit. And maybe if Chrissa catches up eventually, we can all three come together and discuss all the craziness going on with Shigaraki and all that good villains. That's another reason why I don't know why you don't catch up, because it's straight villain shit right now.
I like Shigaraki, and I'm not gonna lie, the League of Villains tempted me. Like the whole League of Villains arc, when I started hearing spoilers about that, I was sitting there like, this is my bag. Like I'm trembling. Like I'm sitting my bag.
Did you see any spoilers for this? What's going on right now?
No, all I know is I don't want to say too much, but all I know is like a little bit about certain characters pulling up after the anime. Like the last episode of the anime ended, and then I watched maybe an episode after the last episode. I read maybe episode after the last episode. So I'm not too far behind, but I just seen the shit that's what's about to unfold to a certain extent.
Yeah, shit is crazy right now. But let's get into our reviews. You want to start off with Gleipnir first?
Yeah, either way. We could do either way.
All right, yeah, let's start off with Gleipnir first. So let me pull up the episodes. I hate how my queue is never just, here we go. Like, I hate how Funimation does that. Like, my queue should be right there ready for me to go, and it's not. I always have to search for it. So we got episode 7, Metamorphosis. We meet hold on, I got the synopsis right here. Okay, so Yoshiaki and Shuichi encounter a fearsome foe while searching for her wallet, and we see Claire make a pact with the group of I guess what would you call these people? Gatherers. She makes a
collectors. I want to say that's what the manga calls it. Collectors.
She makes a deal with the collector group from her thing. We see Shuichi and Yoshika have a perfect pairing, which we didn't see Claire and Shuichi have yet. And they get this new form that's absolutely nuts. He's fighting this Subaru guy that works for Claire's sister, and he's about to kill him. And then Claire's sister stops it. She's like, nah, we need you, Subaru. She lets him go. Shuichi doesn't remember anything of it. But we see that Yoshika sees all of Shuichi's memories, and we see that Claire's sister and Shuichi used to be an item. And I wonder why she blocked out all those memories from his thing. And basically the episode ends with just them after defeating that guy, or after the fight stopping, Shuichi and her getting separated, and Claire and old boy with the suit finding him. And that's pretty much episode 7.
Yeah, and that shit was wild.
Yeah, I liked episode 7 a lot.
I liked episode 7 a lot too. Like that's it had one of my favorite moments in the series so far, the whole transformation, because it's like, whoa, this is wild.
Yeah, like that makes me wonder how many more forms does Shuichi have, or is that like the perfect one? Or if he gets a perfect one with Claire, would it look similar? Because that one kind of took the form of the girl with her cat ears, and it looked more like her than it did of him. So I wonder if him and Claire form, will they have their own?
To me, it opened it up a little bit. Like, you could do so much with that. Like with the whole Claire and Shuichi thing, it was already cool. But with that, it got like 10 times cooler because now you got options. And like now it's building, not saying building the world, but it's building up Shuichi
And it's
as
building
just what he can do.
tenseness. It's building tenseness between him and Claire because it's like, damn, we can't get a perfect match. I know that's eating at Claire.
And then imagine too, like Claire is not what is it? What do they call themselves? Specials or whatever? Like
yeah, she's not a collector. She's not. She doesn't have.
She's not.
Yeah, she doesn't have the powers.
She doesn't have the plus eye. You feel me? She doesn't have the cross on her eyeball. But the thing is, she fused with him, and it was regular. She probably wants to have that perfect connection. But the thing that I'm looking forward to is that she was a collector, not Claire, but the chick with the cat ears.
Yeah,
she fused with Shuichi, and he took on a lot of her powers, whatever. Like I'm looking at it like, okay, Claire is in Shuichi. That whole shit where he smushed him and you only seen half of him and it was all crumbled, I don't think you shake back from that if you're not a collector piloting the collector Gundam. You know what I'm saying?
But see, they said that it was the reason why they did the perfect transformation is because their mind states were on the same plane, and she told Claire that y'all will never be perfect because you and Shuichi are too different. So
I feel that for sure too. But imagine like her having her own specific powers too. You know what I'm saying? And she fuses with Shuichi, and they get that combination. Yeah. That's not just a random fusion. Like he probably can do more shit using her power with his power. Like imagine, I'm trying to think about somebody else who has another power in that, like the invisible chick from the gas station.
Yeah.
You feel me? If she fused with him, I wonder what that form would look like, and if he would have these kind of invisibility powers. You know what that's what I'm hyped
your
for.
thing is, does the person who he fuses with have to bring something, or is this the fusion every time? That is very true. That's something that I definitely am interested in. What would you rank episode 7? 1 out of 5.
I'll rank it a good 4.5 just because of how hype it was. But I will say the manga chapter hits harder in certain aspects.
But then it fumbles in certain aspects too.
I do like whenever like the intimidatingness of the kids, we call them mom and dad or something, like the two.
Oh yeah. Subaru's like power monster thing with it's his mother father power. I'm guessing he has parent issues, or he might be an orphan, and all he wanted in life were 2 parents, and that's what he got.
Bro, they are terrifying in the manga. When you first see them, it's like, oh shit. But in the anime, it's like, oh, that's crazy. It looks crazy, but you're not really like jaw dropped at how crazy. It could have been animated a little bit better.
Yeah, other things in the manga, like the homie with the sword or the girl with the, like every other monster form we've seen from the manga to the anime has been done better in the anime, I feel, except this one.
And then I'm not gonna lie, the transformation hit harder in the anime too. Like whenever you got to see them go from like half body into cat form, the transition. And I looked at the manga panels, and it looks like they animated it based off of the panels, but the animation fluidity just hit way harder, and just the music and everything pumping. It was like, oh shit! It's like it was like a big transformation. I feel like they're not foreshadowing, but I feel like they're highlighting it because it's gonna be it's a special thing. I don't know how many people are gonna be able to pilot Shuichi, or if Claire is going to turn into a collector. She's going to have her own specific kind of like form she has whenever they do perfect it, if they do perfect it. But I'm super hyped to see these new forms. I feel like that form was based off of the chick that was inside of him. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's gonna be a different form every time. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the variations. Hopefully
we get some. No, I'm with you on that. I would love to see some variations. I'm gonna give this a solid 4.3. Really love the episode. Very, very solid episode. Let's get to episode 8. Claire and her new allies recover Shuichi and Yoshika. What did Yoshika see when she was inside Shuichi? And this is what we're talking about. She saw the memories of Shuichi and Claire's sister. She calls Claire's sister to tell her, like, yo, I saw all of this. Why don't you come help us? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, nah, I can't help y'all. And then we see the rest of Claire's sister's evil gang, like the homie with the red hair, the homie with the hood who has blue hair. So it's going to be interesting to see how they can fight them. And then we learn more about Claire and Shuichi's new allies, and they're not really fighters. Claire and Shuichi are kind of the only true fighters. I wonder what the homie in the suit can do. Invisible Girl can't really do nothing. The homie who's the big monster looking dude, he says he just makes nature and he's not a real fighter. And the other girl's power is just to keep people from lying. So it's going to be interesting to see how they match up with Claire's sister's group.
It reminds me a lot of Hunter x Hunter, how they had I forget which form of nin it was, but it was the one Kurapika had, to where you had to make a contract, and it had to be something very specific, because everybody's powers is something very specific. And it seems like some people just randomly got powers based off of how they felt, and then some people were more concise and picked their power. You know what I'm saying? Like Shuichi picked his power, but he didn't necessarily pick it. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain it's not like your traditional power. Like, it's not like your devil fruit, or like your magic, or like this power that can be scaled like that. It's kind of like random. Yeah, it is definitely specific to you, and I really like that a lot.
No, I do too. What would you rate episode 8?
I'll give this one a 4, just because it wasn't as action-packed, and it had a lot of moments in it that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying as far as writing, but I hate snake-ass shit. Like, why did she call homegirl and talk to her before telling Shuichi? And she told her, she was like, I didn't even tell Shuichi this shit. And it's like, why? You proud of that shit?
Also, I don't like the dude with the glasses. Who's like tripping over Shuichi, the dude who has like the camera power. Like, nigga, you get your stalking ass out of here.
Yeah, I didn't like whenever he pulled up in the second episode. I felt like it was kind of purposeless. I was like, you aren't here stalking this man. Oh, he's with another girl. Like, son, go get you some ass and shut up. Like,
yeah, bro. Just sorry that your girl likes Shuichi and not you, partner.
You in love with the cat girl, son? You're choosing, son. And first of all, that's some suspect shit. Like, he's sus to me. Like, I don't like him. From episode, the last episode where he was from the bushes hiding, like looking, not saying that, just like, oh, this is whack. Oh my God, is she naked? Like, son, chill, like, relax.
Yeah.
Like,
you didn't even do nothing.
Yeah, he didn't even do that. He just recorded everything and then went back and snitched. Like, that's the type of nigga you are, son. And then as soon as he saw that, like, as soon as he saw him with the new girl, he's like, oh, you with a new girl? Oh, it's all good. I got this on camera. It's like, you snitch figure ass nigga, son. I know you didn't just literally record that shit just to be like, hey, look, he's chilling with other girls. Like, that wasn't even it was definitely a Bond thing. I will say this. You saw how they kind of spoke on
Claire being salty?
Well, yeah, Claire was speaking on it with him, and she was talking about, like, you let her inside of you, how was it, yada, yada. That was very sexual, and it was weird. It was sus. Like, the way they were talking about it.
She was like, well, we can have real sex if you want to get deeper. And then he was like, what? And she was like, I'm just joking. But she was not. She was not.
Son, we're going to get to this probably in the next review. But with Rachel and Tower God, I don't know if you've been seeing the memes, but the fuck Rachel, all my homies hate Rachel memes. It's starting to be like fuck Claire, son. And fuck Claire, son. And it's starting to be like fuck Claire, because she on some cutthroat shit with my boy Shuichi. I feel like,
see, you deeper in the manga than me, so I don't know. I'm right now. I'm off Team Claire.
I'm right there. Like, I was ahead now, but now the anime passed me up, so I'm probably gonna pass up the anime probably over the week. I always do that. Like, I passed the anime up, then I stopped before the next episode, so then I catch up on the anime, and then I stop, and then I'm past the manga where I was. I read ahead, but I kind of put a cap on how far I read ahead.
Real.
So, like, probably tomorrow I will be like, what the fuck? Just kind of like getting that. The manga hit hard for this one.
No, I like it. I'm definitely digging. Amazing. I'm not team fuck Claire yet, but I'm definitely team fuck Rachel. I'm giving this episode a 3.8. And speaking of team fuck Rachel, let's get to Tower of God. Episode 8, Coon Strategy. Okay, Team A is awed by the overwhelming power of the Ranker as the regulars are attacked one after another in the dark. Will Anak make it to the exit? What's Coon's next plan? So they're fighting the Ranker. I believe his name is like Shunk or something. Hold on, I'm about to pull up his name. But Chrissa, what'd you think of this episode?
I like this episode better than I like the next episode.
For real?
Both of these episodes for me are like a low point in Tower of God. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not as far as just the show in general, but just as far as my peak interest. Because I'm seeing it, but now I'm getting to the point where I'm getting a little bit of exposition. I don't know which episode it was where we got a lot of exposition about I think it was the next episode. We get a lot of exposition about I forget her name.
In Dorsey?
In Dorsey. I was about to say some completely different shit, but in Dorsey. We get a little bit of backstory with her and Anak, you know what I'm saying? Or not backstory, we get to see like a little bit of exposition with that, what's going on with that situation. How Dorsey
was a child and shit, what was going on. But see,
this episode was pretty.
I liked 8. I liked 8, 9 too. I think they might have been weaker than the previous weeks, but I don't think it was ever as low as episode 1. Because like the fact of us seeing, and we'll get to episode 9, but with this one seeing Coon Strategy, him and Shibisu, and just how they're gang and how they have their friend group, and it's like nah, man, us and the homie who's always sleeping plan that we getting everybody out of it. We losing this. So Bam and all of our other friends in the other group can make it forward because we wanted to climb the tower together. And I just thought that felt very dope. And we see Lero Rowe like, whoa, he did this. And like the teacher was like, yeah, bro, this was their strategy. Like they've been planning this from the jump. Also, I like the rank. I'm pulling up his name, but I like the black ranker dude.
He grew on me. He grew on me fast. I didn't like him at first, but I like him a lot.
I'm trying to pull up his name because the names are different.
I want to say they just kept calling him Ranker. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know he has it's Quant.
Official name?
Yeah, Quant. It's Quant. Yeah, I thought it was Shanks, but it's Quant. So yeah, Quant's super dope. I loved everything with him, but yeah, no, man, this episode, like seeing Lauro and everything push Quant up to catch a knock. Great plan by Coon. It just shows back to comparing it to Hunter x Hunter. Coon is so much killer. It's not even funny. Like just the strategist, the strategy of him, the way how smart he is,
he's
as well
badass.
As he's Coon. Coon is probably my favorite character in the show right now.
Yeah, for sure. He's top 5 for me for sure.
So, what would you rank episode 8, 1 through 5?
I'd rank this one a good 3.5, just because I do like this one a lot. I like this one more than I like the next one. It's just I'm not as hype as these as I was for like the episode where Anak and the other princess.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting her name.
Endorsey.
I keep wanting to say like something with a C, but Endorsey, like when they were on that those little platforms, they were knocking people off the platforms. That was so action packed. And it was like the pace was picking up. Now the pace is kind of slowing down, but we're still going through the tower and we're still seeing different shit. You know what I'm saying? Different tests or whatever. But
I'm giving this one a solid 4.
I'm just ready. I'm ready for the next one. You know what I'm saying?
No,
these are like all my favorite characters, like the Shibisu and Anak and Kun. That's why I like this one more than I like the next one. But other than that, like you got all my niggas in there, and it was watchable. You feel me? But I wasn't like hype.
See, I fuck with the next one because I'm an Endorsey fan. Like Endorsey and Coon are probably my 2 favorite characters.
Yeah, and I fuck with Endorsey too.
Episode 9, the one-horned ogre. My plan worked with this declaration. Endorsey kicks her own teammates. What was the true intention of her plan to gather all the fishermen in one location and to see how a ranker react? I think this episode, I like it so much because it's diving into the different philosophies of how you make it in the tower. Yes, you have friends, but at the end of the day, it's every man for himself. To climb the tower, you have to do things you don't want to do. And Bam is slowly learning that. Bam, it's like, no, you have to kill these people. You have to backstab because if not, you won't climb the tower. And we see in Dorsey's background where she was a low-ranking princess and they would just give her stale bread and everything. And she was like, well, fuck this. I'm going to kill everybody and eat good. And it just shows that's her motive. She's out for oneself. And Bam's like, I'm not that type of guy. And we see Hose or Halls, whatever that fuck nigga name is.
Yeah, he a bitch. I did not fuck with him. He was a low point of that episode too.
But I'm glad he was in it so he could fuck them niggas up. And like, I'm glad he was in it so they could fuck him up. And then seeing Quaint like, yo, what this dude's doing isn't cool. Like, I'm gonna help you. And Bam picked up that move like that, straight paralyzed the dude. And the dude killed himself. And I was like, oh, is that serious? Like, damn, bro, you that. And that's why this episode was so important, because we're seeing the different philosophies. He felt that, whereas Endorsey will do anything to protect herself, he was like, his philosophy is more so, I'm weak, so I'm going to do underhanded stuff to take out my competition so it rises me. Whereas Endorsey's like, nah, I'm going to take him out myself so it rises me. I'm not going to worry about how other people react. I'm going to do it myself. And Bam's like this, no, we got to protect each other, this friendship thing. So it's going to be interesting to see how the different philosophies move forward. I'm giving episode 9 a 4.4. I really love just the philosophy talk. I love seeing Bam learn these moves. I love seeing Bam and Dorsey fight Quaint and whoop his ass. And then when Quaint grabs Dorsey's panties and he thought he had him won, and then Dorsey's like, nigga, you grab my panties. This is my badge. This is your badge. Gotcha. Peace. That was so dope to me. I was just like,
to me, that was the highlight of the episode. Like, I love seeing Dorsey like put with the 2 badges. I was like, shit on that bitch ass nigga. And I thought it was over for her too. I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
But
then she was like, bitch, psych. I was like, yes. I was like, nigga, that's why I fuck with you, because you a real one. I fuck with the princesses more than I fuck with a lot of other people in the show. Like, they top 3.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, Dorsey and Anak are very high. I'm just not the biggest Anak fan, but I get it. Like, they're some of the coolest. I like seeing Hots kind of do his thing, but I'm ready for a Hots episode. Like the dual wielding samurai, he got to get some more shine.
Or he gonna get some more shine eventually. But I'll probably get
also
this one.
Rack need to get an episode too, because Rock just been
Oh,
chilling.
he's gonna get one soon. You already know, because he's like the comedy character, and you know every cool bar gets his kind of character. You know what I'm saying? They get their development. You feel me? Where it's like they're like a stone warrior. Where it's like they get their ass whooped super bad, but they don't die. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what happened to Rack pretty soon.
Also, I want to know what's going on with the redhead girl who tried to kill Bam and Rachel in the King of the Hill test. Her name is Haiwa Ryun, and I want to know what's up with her. The girl who has the Pacho vibe.
Those two names, bro. I like Bam so much, but whenever he go in full simp mode, bro, that bring the episode down a little bit. Son, it's like, stop simping, son. Like, Rachel, like, son, calm,
but okay,
relax.
I don't know if we can say it's simp because I realize it's not. That's like his mom or his sister. I don't think he loved because you got to think, Chrissa, she brought him out of. We don't know where Bam is from. Like, Bam looked like a slave, and she looked like she was taking care of this nigga. And like, I don't think it's more so a love, like, oh, I wanna bang her. I think it's more so like, no, I genuinely love you like family.
Either way, I
think he might think, or it's like he's her slave. I don't get love vibes. Like, I get
like whenever
worship.
The whole Naruto chasing Sasuke thing pissed me off. So this is like that same kind of thing. I'm one of them people that's like, whenever Sakura was chasing Sasuke, I'm one of them people that's like, bruh, let the bitch go. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like when Sasuke was like,
Rachel.
I'm gone, Sakura was all like, no, but stay. I was like, bitch, like chill out. Like,
I think this needed to happen because it's making Bam stronger.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, he's definitely gonna go through some shit because of it. But I feel like it's definitely for story progression, of course. You know what I'm saying?
And I think he's gonna leave her alone soon once these tests are over with, and she gonna go do her thing, and he gonna be with Kun and Rack, and it's like, we'll meet you at the top.
I predict that bitch gonna die.
I hope she do.
I predict she gonna die, son.
But I don't think she gonna die in the next episode. I think she alive.
No, not that time soon. She's gonna die eventually.
What you think about the silent man that Rack was like, where'd he go? I feel like that was like, he died so she could live.
Low key.
I don't know, but because why did he just randomly disappear when she gets stabbed? His body did like that.
That was definitely sus.
I feel like it's some voodoo shit. I think it's some voodoo shit.
When I saw Rack react to that, I was like, what was that about?
And then like the teacher
didn't get an explanation.
Where'd he go? But I feel like they knew. Like the Lara Rowe didn't know, but I felt like the main teacher who's like being the shady nigga knew.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I'm giving this episode solid 4.3. What you giving this one?
I'll give it a 3.3. You know what I'm saying? Just because a lot of things took the mood down for me, because I hate seeing, you know what I'm saying? I want to say simp, but you know what I'm saying? I hate seeing my boy fold like that, because she done already told you she's not who you think she is. She is, but I mean, she's trying to tell you leave it alone, and you're not leaving it alone. I don't like that. And then homie who killed himself was just a bitch, and he was on his bitch shit the whole. It's like they wanted to make you feel sorry for him a little bit, and I kind of did, but it's like, man, you going out sad, bro.
That's what I loved about it, though, because it's like, it shows you the realness of this tower. It's like, nah, bro, like, not everybody can get through it. Like, you got to be tough. You got to be true to your ways. And he was a snake nigga.
Yeah, and he definitely
went out like a snake nigga. And it's just like, I want to see what happens to that girl that Shibisu had beef with. Like, why she was just sitting there just chilling. And she slapped in Dorsey. Dorsey was like, I'm going to let you get one off. You're not getting another one off, bitch.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
You're not about to slap me again. I'm
just excited.
Jihad.
I'm excited we're getting to the end of this little mini arc, because like I'm saying, every little test is gonna be like a little mini arc.
And I'm ready for them to get past these tests to start climbing the tower.
Exactly. I'm ready for them to get to the action. But I'm pretty sure the next couple of the last tests before they start going up, I feel like they're gonna be
we got till 13. We got 10, 11, 12, and 13 left.
They're probably gonna end the season on the last test and then
get into the towers next season.
Tower, yeah.
Yep. Well, dope. Really enjoyed these episodes. Can't wait. But Chrissa, that's all we got this week, man.
Man, bro, next week, expect me to be fully caught up on Eden Zero and hopefully working on something good.
Yeah, like,
not saying Eden Zero is not good. That shit's amazing. Like,
but you know what I mean. It's time for you to get on One Piece. It's time.
It's either One Piece or My Hero. One of the ones that's
I'm okay with either one. And honestly, as much as I would love to talk One Piece on the show, I kind of want you to catch up on My Hero more. But if you caught up on One Piece, I could have.
I feel like it's gonna be easier for me to catch up on My Hero. Like looking at where I'm at in the manga and compared to the chapter that's out, I got a ways to go. I didn't know how long I had to go, but I got a ways to go.
Yeah,
like,
you got 3 arcs.
I was like, God damn, I'm gonna take me at least a month. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying?
I don't
Before
know.
I do all that,
you might get into the villain arc and just speed read.
Before I do all that, man, I think I'm just about to reread the Muzan arc and Demon Slayer, you know what I'm saying? Because it was straight gas. No, I gotta do it because Doom, my bro Doom, I've been killing Doom with the Uzi shit. My bro Doom like Uzi ass. So every time I see some Uzi stats, I drop it in the group chat. I'm like, son, Uzi the GOAT. Turn to take the best album.
Oh, so you doing that to me with Musa?
Son, I've been trolling so hard. I've been saying EA go harder than Love is Rage 2. I'm like, is his definitive best body of work, son? I've been going too hard. I'm about to ride for Demon Slayer, son. It's Demon Slayer Stan gang, son.
I ain't mad at it.
No, I'm playing, bro.
You could ride that ship till it sinks.
I'm telling you, son, I'm dying on this cliff, man.
But tell the people where they can find you on social media.
At Chrissa SJE, man, I just wrapped up my last song for my new project. I dropped a poll on my story. Like, I think the poll is going to still be up for, like, when this airs tomorrow, my poll still going to be up on Twitter for the next, like, 4 or 5 days. But I'm letting the fans pick the album. Oh, well, not really an album. It's an EP. It's like 4 or 5 little tracks. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like a little quick bag of just songs and tell. My next shit, I'm dropping that long-awaited Grand Line project with Nick Grand, One Piece theme. That's damn near done. I probably got like 2 songs I need to do for that, and then that's probably coming out next month. So this is gonna be the first little one before I start unrolling everything.
When
so
it drops,
stay tuned, man. I want to say not the Friday coming up, but next Friday. So on the off week. So my next episode, it should just be dropping.
Send a song that you want to we put at the end of this.
I got you, man. I'm gonna shoot it to you as soon as I get off.
Yeah, as soon as we get off here. Y'all can follow me at LynnBWT. Follow Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think. Be sure to check out the most recent episode of the Bros Who Think podcast. By the time you guys hear that will be out this week. We had a lot of discussions that were needed, a lot of funny discussions. We talked about Doja Cat's getting canceled. We talked about all the different shootings. We talked about a lot of good stuff that needed to be covered this week. So definitely check that out. Check out, if you're a movie comic book fan, be sure to check out the most recent episode of Bros Who Binge. But other than that, me and Chrissa will be going live some point next week between Wednesday and Friday. So be on the lookout for that. And we'll keep you guys updated on Twitter. But other than that, that's all we got this week. For Chrissa, for Pineapple, my name is Lynden. Y'all be sure to go follow Pineapple. I really appreciate him coming on. You guys have a great week. We'll talk to you guys next week in the IG Live. But until then, be safe and subscribe to the YouTube. And peace.